Hello gamers, welcome to another DSP video. Hopefully this one will work out and not be a problem, hopefully. But I decided, we haven't seen 1 Minute Man in like forever, so I kind of want to go through the 1 Minute Man legacy. I don't think this covers all of the 1 Minute Man stuff because I feel like he showed up a little bit earlier, but we're just gonna go through some of these, not all of them, because then we'll be here for the amount for 55 pages, which is how many years? Who knows, right? But we'll just go through a little bit here and there. So let's just start at the very first mention of the 1 Minute Man, baby.
Minute Man for a $20 tip, biggest tip of the day.
Biggest tip of the day.
On the leaderboard here. And then Red Eye Boss has subscribed to the
channel. There you go. That's it. Just quickly. So that's pretty much all of the shoutouts. Pretty much. Let's do this. Let's see what this is about.
So let's actually get 1 Minute Man up there on the leaderboard.
Let's get him up there. Get him up there. Let's rewind a little bit.
Wow, look at all those choices.
Oh, wow. Man, remember this playthrough? Okay. This hot playthrough?
Well, someone named Revy Bear to me $12 says, don't read out my email, thank you. Okay, I don't know who you are.
Okay.
I'm certainly not reading emails during the stream, but thank you for a $12 tip. And then 1 Minute Man just to be $25.
1 Minute Man!
Thank you very much to 1 Minute Man. You're the top tipper of the day.
Top tipper.
So let's actually get 1 Minute Man up there on the leaderboard.
Get him up there. See how happy he was back then? Back when life was simple. Oh, just a very simple life. Where 1 Minute Man would just come by, give him money, then leave.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, 1 Minute Man just paid $15 to become the top tipper, and we've hit the vest streak, guys.
Yes! Yes! Vest streak, baby. Get put on the vest.
So that would be $106 in tips, guys. Thank you for that.
Yes. 106, baby. Thanks to 1 Minute Man, $15. It's kind of funny. There was no rhyme or reason for the amount. It went from 25 to 15. Like that was like the oldest $15 tip from him. Because after that, he never did it again. He never did it again. He never did.
And for the biggest tip of the day, let's get that up on the leaderboard here.
Get him up there. Ace Best, remember him?
Okay. 1 Minute Man is here and just to be $22.
Wait, what made him annoyed?
There you go. I'm being told that when you have those side conversations that the relationships go up and it's going to help you in combat, apparently. Okay.
Yeah, but he didn't do tea time. This dude does this, but didn't do tea time. Come on, who plays Fire Emblem and not does tea time with Edelgard? I tell you.
Thank you, 1 Minute Man, for the biggest tip of the day.
And he wonders why he had a worse ending.
Leaderboard here.
Let's get him up there. Okay. There you go. See, pretty easy life back in the day. Back in the day where 1 Minute Man just gave film money. Alright. Let's go to page 54. I kind of want to go to any like vlog style videos because these are just kind of like, straightforward. Like you know what to expect. Alright, let's see. You gotta pay attention to the timestamps. I noticed that the chronology of the timestamps are kind of weird. I feel it's whatever. It's fine. All right, let's do this. Minecraft time, baby. I love that was the thumbnail.
Definitely don't have one. Let's see.
Boom! Remember we used to have these automated.
Man has just tipped $25.
Wow. Holy shit.
Redstone torch. I definitely don't
Look
have
at this.
one.
Look at this.
Let's see.
He wasn't even looking at... Oh, he did look at it.
1 Minute Man.
Never mind.
Has just tipped $25. Thank you very much, 1 Minute Man. You're now the top contributor of the stream.
Top contributor. Witners. More witners.
So that will jump us up to $49 in tips. Thank you very much, 1 Minute Man. I appreciate that. And then, Shao Kahn Artist.
Oh, man. Shao Kahn Artist. Remember? Mr. Papavera! He's in the video, man. Man, remember Mr. Papavera? Mr. Papavera, no! And then, like, he left, it's kind of funny. Mr. Papavera, like, was able to log into DSP's Gamer World, whatever the fuck, and that was it. We never saw what he did. Like, apparently Mr. Buffer was doing a lot of work in his little gamer world, and DSP never went back to Minecraft after that. And on top of that, he still has not built a statue of DSP in a vest. He was supposed to do that, and he never did. He never did. Like, it's really funny to just think about this kind of shit when it comes to Minecraft. He has a stupid fucking competition where, oh, the top tipper gets to request a thing to build or whatever the fuck. A dude does it. Hey, can you build a statue of you in a vest? And he immediately just quietly kills Minecraft. Never went back to it. Like, he didn't say no or anything. He just decided, we're busy. And then said, like, oh, then it became work. Huh, I wonder why it became work. Because all the other stuff that people had him build, it was like stupid shit. Oh, build a building, build a house, a sign, whatever. The one guy gave him a creative challenge. I don't know what to do. I can't do it, man. I'm going to bed. I think the only thing that he did in that game that was like mightily work, that was creative, was I think he built a statue of Jasper. And that's it. That's it. But it's a cat. Of course. But this dude did not build a statue of him in a vest. He was supposed to. And he never said no. He never, like, did anything. And I feel like that's going to be lost to time and memory hold. I don't think he even remembers that. I don't think he did.
My tip screen finally worked after trying for like 30 minutes. Yeah, it's definitely something weird going on with everything. So that's actually going to get us up to $65 in tips. Everyone says Twitch is screwed up.
Twitch is screwed up. Oh man, and you used to be able to see tip messages. Wow. What a change, man. All right, what is this? Call of Duty. World of Toys.
Man, I appreciate that because today has not been a good day for me, and that is a very generous tip. That's going to jump us up here all the way to $51 in tips. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
51. Where's the glasses?
That means it's Gunner Glasses time.
Yeah, Gunner Glasses time. Very nice.
Excuse me. Peter Colonel says this is his favorite level of the entire game because the music makes me hype and the whole level is fun and the remix of both music is fun and enjoyment. Yeah,
Mario's sleeping right now.
The original Mario Brothers theme sped up, right, for the remix version, which is really nice.
Really nice.
And the gameplay mechanics are pretty fun. So I'm with you. I like it.
I'm with you. Dude, it's... Wait, what? Why did it go... I swear I clicked this one and it went to... Maybe I clicked that one, whatever.
1 Minute Man, and one was Hygienic Streamer Tips.
Oh god, why is it loading a chat?
It wasn't those people. It was this person.
Oh my god, this was a this was a YouTube stream. Oh my god. And Streamers Reloaded. What the fuck? Isn't that like a bot? I don't know. Equilibrium Be Red. What the fuck is this? What's going on here? This is weird. This is a weird chat replay. I'm scared. I'm scared to look at this. Where did all the vest streak money go? Oh boy.
Who's been giving me the fake tips all along, alright, was trying to fool me. Thinking those were legitimate tips. So he sent these tips in the names of other people who regularly contribute, and it's not real. Okay? So immediately, I say, I know this is bullshit, so I called it out on stream, and I blocked that person from re-contributing. Okay?
Okay.
Isn't it funny that within an hour, my stream gets taken down off of Twitch for a false DMCA claim?
Isn't it funny?
Isn't it funny how that works?
Isn't it funny?
Right? So that's exactly what it is. I have no evidence to prove this, because when you do an anonymous takedown on Twitch, you have no information of who you really are. I would almost guarantee you, alright, the person doing all these charge...
Where is the 1 Minute Man shout out? I opened this for 1 Minute Man, not for Twitch.
Legitimate tips. So and it was gee, isn't it a coincidence that today I get 2 fake tips? One is a complete impersonation of someone else from my streams. Um, and another, actually, both were. If I'm taking a look here, yeah, one was 1 Minute Man, and one was hygienic streamer tips. And I looked at both tips, and it wasn't those people. It was this person who's been giving me the fake tips all along. Was trying to fool me into thinking those were legitimate tips. So he sent these tips in the names of other people who regularly contribute, and it's not real. Okay?
It's not real. Oh god, this is... We're not there yet. We're not there yet, guys. Calm down. So we had a fake 1 Minute Man back in the day. Back in the day. Thank you very much, 1 Minute Man. 1 Minute Man, because we came to the what?
Minute Man. This became the top tipper by giving me $22. Thank you very much, 1 Minute Man. Let me update the leaderboard here.
And because of that, we got the PS5.
So that jumps us up to $73 in tips. Thank you guys for that. We are basically 3/4 of the way to the tips goal. So thank you for that support. Okay.
I would kill for a cup of joe about now.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, I don't think this is correct. It's nothing here.
There's nothing here. There's nothing here, man. You know, it took me a while to notice that this was Phil's face. Oh, and then there's Phil's face again. So I gotta start over. 1 Minute Man has... Thank you very much, 1 Minute Man.
Start over. 1 Minute Man has to be $22. Thank you very much, 1 Minute Man. You are now the top tipper of the stream. Let's get you up on the leaderboard here.
Get him up there. Rusty Shackleford, remember that guy? But man, look at all these little shoutouts he got. Oh man, so cool. This is you know, DJ probably is like, before he goes to bed, he's thinking, man, I miss the days when 1 Minute Man would just tip and shut the fuck up. Because the moment he started talking, that's when the problem started. That's when the problems start.
I received a $26 tip from 1 Minute Man. Cool.
Cool.
Add that to the running total. Normally, I wouldn't check my email now. I only did because he said to.
Wait, he said
so
to.
So 26 plus 15.
Who? Wait, what?
15,
Someone said check your email, and then he said This is weird. This is now the sus alarms are coming out. Where did he get that information from? Huh?
41. Yeah.
He's like, I can't check the lags.
You know, $141 in tips, $9 away from hitting the tips goal for the stream, guys. Thank you.
Oh man, remember Gary BKK and blog comments?
Very good. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I had to say about that. Like, man, look at this nonsense. Just, oh man. All these thank yous, dude. This dude, like, was going crazy. Oh, let's see. Which is the... Yeah, this is the beginning of it.
One Minute Man doesn't... I don't think he's going to play that game. And
this is in response, a dude tipped him saying, trying to instigate 1 Minute Man to tip. And then DS... Like, okay, you know what? Why am I explaining it? We could just rewind it.
Jungo is Love says, ooh, it's a tip fight. Are you going to take that 1 Minute Man?
A tip fight. Man, a tip fight. We had a cheer war, and now he had tip fights. What does he have now? The tip drip. That's what it is, the tip drip, where people is dripping their little tips. And DSP is just there underneath the faucet, just gobbling up the little drips of tips.
1 Minute Man doesn't... I don't think he's going to play that game. And
he's not going to play that game.
Like I've told you guys, 1 Minute Man is someone who likes to support kind of behind the scenes, doesn't interact with anyone on the stream or anything.
This is so weird. Look how weird this is. A dude said, are you going to take that 1 Minute Man? And he could just read it and move on. But instead, he's going on a little speech about how 1 Minute Man behaves. And again, as I said for all these years when he was tipping, wouldn't you feel weird if a streamer was talking about you, the tipper, like this? Like if you're tipping someone there and they're just presuming how you behave, wouldn't that make you feel a little odd? I mean, and it's not like it's not like anything meaningful, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Like it's one thing to be it's one thing to say like, oh, I don't think the guy's gonna be into this kind of game. He's not interested. That kind of shit. But it's another to say, well, the way he gives money is different. Is different or whatever. I don't know. It's just weird. But again, we have such weird moments like this with only 1minuteman and OIC, and I think maybe another whale. Like all these whales get such weird segments, just bizarre segments.
And when I'm on a stream where I haven't hit a tips goal or whatever, they usually contribute in a big way.
Wait,
1minuteman is someone who likes to support, kind of behind the scenes, doesn't interact with anyone on the stream or anything. And when I'm on a stream where I haven't hit a tips goal or whatever, they usually contribute in a big way, which is very appreciated. But I've never seen 1minuteman actually snap back at someone and be like, "Oh no, I want to be top tip" or anything.
Snap
like that.
back.
I don't think that's happening.
It's gonna happen
Okay.
again. Okay.
People are voting right now on the sweater. Thank you so much, Justin, for all the tips and pushing us over this goal. Thank you very much. Now, guys, just so you know, anything above and beyond that tips goal would help. The fact that I'm not doing a second stream tonight, I'm not streaming at all tomorrow.
All right. I think there is another weird segment. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of weird segments. This might be it. If it loads.
How does 1minuteman never use stream elements? Well, I've explained this many times. I'll explain it again.
Oh, back when I was using
Earlier
stream
this
elements.
year, something went wrong with Streamlabs. I don't even know what it was because when I asked Streamlabs, they never answered. Okay, I used to use Streamlabs to take in.
Oh man, back when this was called the pre-stream podcast, like I was watching ALT stream of Project 7 and Patreon, like mostly Patreon, and then then it naturally went towards the Project 7 debacle. And the thing that always resonated with me is just how uncreative this guy is. Like, dude, I didn't really notice this about his Patreon, but he would say he'd had ideas. Not ideas. He asked people to come up with not tip rewards. Oh my god. Patreon rewards. Like Patreon tiers. And I'm just sitting there like, dude, you're asking for money for Patreon and you can't be bothered to come up with your own rewards? And then the stuff he uses is just obviously, in my opinion, just recycled from other people and not in like a way that like, oh, this is gonna work for me. It's just other people do it this way. I'm gonna do exactly like they're doing it. And it's like this dude has no creativity. It kind of like enrages me a little bit because it's like it's like very aggressive how uncreative this guy is. It's an aggressive uncreativity he has. It's ridiculous. And then look at the podcast name, Pre-Stream Podcast, because it's a pre-stream and he just added the podcast so we can't complain. It's like an hour long. And then he just listened to Keemstar saying Mission 1 and just changed it to Level 1. That is the creativity of DSP. Oh my god, this guy, man, this guy sucks.
When I was on Twitch, and then all of a sudden one day the tips page wouldn't load for anybody.
He should be banned for his uncreativity. You're uncreative, DSP. You're banned. And to a degree, that happens on DSP Reacts. That happens on DSP Reacts. He doesn't transform the video enough, so his stream gets shut down.
It didn't exist. Okay.
Okay.
Loud noise.
Oh my god, this.
Send tips directly to my PayPal if you would like. But I'm gonna try to figure out an alt.
He gave 1minuteman a direct link to his PayPal, by the way, and he did that to, I think he did to a few people, by the way. He did it to 1minuteman, and I want to say Only Iced Coffee got a direct link too, and Silent Bob. Remember Silent Bob? I was thinking about Silent Bob recently. What happened to him? He would show up in weird ways, that just as weird as 1minuteman, and I feel at some point people were theorizing that 1minuteman and Silent Bob are one and the same, which could be true, because but I think Silent Bob only specifically showed up for like Telltale games, not Telltale, Life is Strange, slow streams like that, but it was just really weird, and then Silent Bob went away. I wonder why.
alternative solution to all of this. Okay?
Oh god, the villain.
During that day, all right, 1 Minute Man wanted to tip. And so 1 Minute Man tipped directly to my PayPal. Okay?
Okay.
And what ends up happening is when you do that, there's no pop-up on the stream ever. It just goes directly to the PayPal. I can still get the message and everything, but I have to manually check my PayPal, or sometimes I get emails to say, hey, you got a contribution via PayPal.
Okay.
So,
and now that's what he does now.
That's what happened is this person, I think it's he, I don't know actually, because I don't have any identity information. They sent me a contribution that stream when I couldn't get anything via Streamlabs. They sent it direct to the PayPal. For whatever reason, I got Stream Elements the day later.
Oh my god! What?
Said, hey,
what a great angle! Just see him doing this and seeing like a bunch of like arm jiggle just by doing this. Just man.
Via Stream Elements now moving forward, they just decided to never use Stream Elements. You know what it might be? It might be that they were upset that they had to, go this extra way to do it, and they're like, "Fuck this! If I just send it directly to PayPal from now on, I don't ever have to worry about Streamlabs or Stream Elements or whatever going down." And in particular, I think this person just doesn't care about on-screen recognition, because if they did, obviously they would go out of their way to use Stream Elements. I think this is more of a person who watches the content all the time, likes the content, and sees days when things are slower, and that's when they contribute.
Wait, hold up.
Obviously, they would go out of their way to use Stream Elements. I think this is more of a person who watches the content all the time.
He thinks he watches the content all the time. People are joking, saying that he didn't. But whatever, you can think of it either way.
The content and sees days when things are slower, and that's when they contribute.
They contribute when they see days are slower. I remember I kept joking about how every time we would see 1 Minute Man, it was because it was a slow stream, which got funnier and funnier because 1 Minute Man started to tip every day. So I would just say every day is a slow stream day because 1 Minute Man tipped. Because that's what DSP says. See, this is the thing that I dog on DSP about. He said, when he says shit like this, it's like as if it's a matter of fact statement. Like, oh yeah, I know this is the case. And it's like, okay, so if he tips every day, is he admitting that every day is a slow stream? And in a way, it was. In a way. Because 1 Minute Man would kind of help boost the channel to hit the glasses goal. But now Dan the Man has taken the reins of the 1 Minute Man slot. Dan the Man is going to be the new 1 Minute Man. I guarantee it. Dan the Man already talked, and he's already talking tips. But I think he's very pignatized, so I don't think he's gonna fall into the I'm gonna stop tipping Phil trap. He's gonna keep doing it. He has until maybe something very specific, because that's the other thing about 1 Minute Man that's really funny. I thought I'm gonna go a little bit ahead of me of this video. I thought it was the Baldur's Gate 3 was gonna do it, because there was some back and forth with them over it, but he still stayed. He still stuck around. But like the Dutch brothers, the dumbest shit got him to leave. It blows my mind. We'll get to the Fallout TV show, and I'll get to that when we get to that. But I was watching it today because I was debating if I was going to do this video, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do the video, because this is really nothing. Literally, really nothing. All it was just them saying, the last thing I think they talked about was, 1 Minute asking him, why didn't you read his tip message? And DSP said it was too long and it was political, but he did engage with 1 Minute anyway, after the fact. So it was really it wasn't like DSP said, fuck you, 1 Minute Man, eat shit or anything. It was just I didn't want to read it. And that can upset him too, to be fair. I'm not going to necessarily say that 1 Minute Man has no reason, but I think I think he had more of a reason to leave him with the Baldur's Gate 3 discourse than with this. Because, it was just ridiculous. 1 Minute was trying to help him, and DSP kept disagreeing with him. So it's I think that was more reason to leave, not this Fallout shit. And it's just so funny that these people that leave Phil in such a way, they leave over, very petty reasons, not the reasons where DSP's actively shitting on them, but when it's, something petty. Or minuscule even, but whatever. I mean, he could, and that's, I guess it's all subjective. But I don't know. That's how I looked at it. I was like, man, this is why you left. Not The Baldur's Gate 3 discourse?
Help out on the days when they know it's going to actively help more. Because some people say, well, why don't they contribute every day? Well, I've noticed on days, for example, if we have like, if we hit all the goals, then they won't contribute that day. Which,
well, guess what? He did every day now, man.
it's fine. We hit all the goals. You see? I think this is someone.
But like, look at this discussion we're having about 1 minute, man, about how he tips, when does he tip, how frequently does he tip? Like, what is this? He's talking like it's like he's trying to understand a phenomenon, like the 1 minute phenomenon. What is this?
The content so much they're here every day.
And again, you're a 1 minute man, and you're listening to this. You don't think this is weird? No, he loved it. He loved the attention. To a point, as much as I said, like, the reason why he left is kind of, like, nothing, I do also think, at the same time, Disney kind of made him an attention whore, in a way. Because Disney gave him such unique, specific attention, that at some point, it might have gone to 1 Minute Man's head. Maybe. It's really weird, and this is the audience that he gets sometimes. His audience are a bunch of people who just want his attention really badly, like Derek. But Derek doesn't have to pay for it, which is really funny. It's even funnier. His community is such a funny community. And it's not funny in like, oh, what a wholesome community. It's funny in like, I feel any streamer that would wake up the next day and this is their audience, they would end streaming. They would probably stop, or they would ban them immediately. But this is the community he nurtured, either intentionally or not. Because again, as I said for years, this dude went out of his way to ban anyone that had a critical thought about his content. Anyone that said, DSP, I think this is not a great idea, banned. But then when people are like, Phil, I love you and your content and your beard is magical, he loves them. He keeps them around. Unless he can like drip little like troll tips or whatever out of you, but it's like, and then you're on like borrowed time at that point. But it's like, this is the audience he has, and it's like he doesn't really care, you know. Like he says he cares about his audience and he likes his interactions, but if he did, he would kind of like start to engage. And I feel like once he would engage with his audience more, he probably would have a better understanding of who's watching him. You know, like I have a good I have a decent idea of who I talk to in my chat, because I talk to them and I see what they like and all this other stuff when I play a video game or whatever. And it's like I at least know enough that, you know, that I know that they at least are they genuinely enjoy me fucking around in video games and sucking ass and skill failing in Persona and all this other shit. But what does DSP get out of his audience? Nothing. He doesn't know what he gets. Like, and I'm not saying you have to have like intimate knowledge with your audience. I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. But you could have at least a basic understanding of who's watching your streams just by engaging, but he doesn't want to. He wants them to engage with him. And it's like, and it's so funny. Every time that people ask him, why don't you engage with us, Phil? Why would I ask you questions? Okay, I'm the streamer. And it's like, dude, you're just a dude. And that's how he sees himself. Who interviews random guys, right? Correct? So why not just, like, throw shit out and see what happens? I don't know, like, but again, it's so hard to give him advice because this dude is so disingenuous with anything. It's like you could tell him, why don't you engage more with chat? And his idea would be, okay, I'll engage more with chat. So guys, what do you think of my hair? Oh, what do you think of my shirt? You like my shirt? And it's this really weird shit like that. And it's like, why are you being fake? You know, every time he tries something, it comes up as being fake. That's the problem.
Behind the scenes, they're not an active chat or anything, but they like the content. And then if there's a day when it's slow or a day when we're not hitting the goals, they contribute to try to help for that. But then they don't need to do that on days when we've done it already. All right, and they don't want to be hindered with Stream Elements, Streamlabs bullshit. They'll just do it through PayPal itself.
They'll just do it.
So there
just
you go.
Do it.
All right, that's my guess. I mean, this is all speculation.
This is all speculation. Remember when it was fucked up to speculate? Okay, so there's that. Another weird shout out to 1 Minute Man.
Supports the streams. For example, the primary supporter of this channel. Only it's not true. Allow me to clarify something.
Oh boy.
Only Iced Coffee is not the primary supporter of this channel.
I feel we get these kind of rants every year. Like once a year. Like, holy.
Only Iced Coffee is not the anonymous tipper who tips me behind the scenes and supports the streams.
How do we know that though? Like, this is what's kind of funny about this, and this is again pre-stream. This is before the podcast, dude. But this is really funny to me, dude. He gets anonymous tips. We, the viewer, don't know who they are, so we can guess who it is. It could be, what if it's Biden? Joe Biden is the primary supporter of DSP, or Trump is. Maybe both of them. You know, correct?
For example, 1 Minute Man and stuff like that. That's not
2
him.
Minute Man.
All right? He's
No.
not magically supporting the stream with every tip with a different name. No. Last year, Only Iced Coffee was a very large supporter of this stream, and I'm very appreciative for the support that he gave this stream. Okay.
It's so weird. Like I've never the only time I hear these kind of things from anyone else, it's not addressing an individual. Usually they address the entire community of their fan base, saying, guys, we're so appreciative that you guys support us when we make our videos, that we do this, like, we can't do this without you. That's the most I hear, which is understandable. But this dude always focuses on individuals and then says, to then say everyone supports him. It's just really weird. But again, we talk so much about money on his streams. Inadvertently, almost.
Okay? He helped me out a lot of times last year when things were very slow and things were bad, and I appreciate that. He dramatically slowed down contributions this year. All right?
And now we're announcing he slowed down contributions. This is like a press conference where they're discussing to the shareholders the speed of like sales or whatever the fuck.
And that's fine. I'm not upset. People move on and people have other shit to do and or can't afford to support, and that's fine. I'm not asking for that. I was grateful when he was supporting.
I was grateful. Okay, I agree. Very grateful. The grateful piggy. Like, dude, look how many, like, 1 Minute Man tips he got. 1 Minute Man remains the top tipper. No Hobo X, 1 Minute Man never contacted me. What? Why would he contact you, Phil? I must know the context.
No Hobo X 1 Minute Man never contacted me to name a Pokemon, like I said.
Oh, this is funny to me, especially because it kind of came off as 1 Minute Man was blocking other people from naming Pokemon. He would set like $25, and then everyone wouldn't be able to name a Pokemon because of it. They're like, oh man, this guy ruined it. And then I feel like that's kind of what led to the change of like it became a flat fee to name a Pokemon, and then that became another thing where you're like, so you're participating in, like, was it NFTs? I think it was NFTs or whatever the fuck. And then he's like, no, it's not the same or whatever. But it's kind of funny. He kept at like $20 or $25 to name a Pokemon. Why not name it? Why not name a Pokemon at $5? You get so many tips, man.
He knew about it because remember, he usually comes by and he'll support a stream if there's not a full tips goal reached yet. But I think that he did
only support now a full tips goal is reached. And then it became like, that was the other thing. What Minute would only tip in the middle of the stream, like it would be during a break. Like, you would play a game for an hour, then go on break. That's when he would tip. Usually, which is why I think also people thought he was Silent Bob, because Silent Bob would tip the same time, pretty much. And then like over time he tipped earlier, and then it was really weird. It was like, you know what I mean? I feel like people say he got doxxed. I don't know, because it was playing Jeff, correct? And I don't necessarily know how airtight that is, because the only connecting thread is, I think, all circumstantial and coincidental. Like, because Agent Proper did a video that was going over the Planet Jeff stuff, and then like after that video, DSP started talking about Planet Jeff and 1minuteman, and I'm thinking, that could be the case, but at the same time, something happens in the detractor community, and DSP will kind of inadvertently reference it. That's why I think DSP referenced the Planet Jeff stuff, because he must have known that video exists or whatever. So I don't know. I'm on the fence, as they say, about the Planet Jeff 1minuteman connection. I mean, it could be the case. I mean, maybe I'll have to look into it. People are also saying, highlighting the political side of it, which I guess, but I feel almost anyone in DSP chat could have the same politics as 1minuteman too. So it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Did it, and then he kind of took off and didn't watch the rest of the stream, and we hadn't even announced that you could name a Pokemon at that point when he had tipped. So he did not pick a Pokemon.
All right.
Time streams, you get that guy 1minuteman who usually tips. It wasn't like, it would have
this is daily
dramatically helped. I mean, I think we ended the night at around $40 in tips, which
Wait, what?
everything, and the only thing, honestly, contributions were slow, and that shocked me because when I played this on Friday and Saturday, contributions had actually been quite good. And before someone interjects and says, "Oh, but on your daytime streams, you get that guy 1minuteman who usually
You get that guy 1minuteman."
tips," it wasn't like, it would have dramatically helped. I mean, I think we ended the night at around $40 in tips, which isn't terrible, but at the very same time, on the day streams when Pokemon was doing really, really well, they were getting over. I think one of them I hit the tips goal of everything, including the vest and everything, right?
It's just funny, and I must have said this at some point back then, but Pokemon did very well in the day stream, and he forced it to be a night stream, regardless of how it performed on the day stream. And it's like, why not just keep it the day stream? It was very successful, man. Whatever.
So I'm not sure if what happened is basically that the people who were attending those day streams can't attend the night streams, because the thing was, everyone kind of expected, including me, that Pokemon was going to be played as a mainstream for a couple of streams, but then we were going to turn it gradually into a night stream, just like all my other Pokemon playthroughs always were. That was always kind of the intended shift, especially with the ridiculous amount of new releases coming out.
Yeah. So, we're still talking about performance. 1minuteman. 1minuteman. 13, 18, 13, 27. So this one. Silent Majority is listening. What a title. What a great title. The Silent
Solo
Majority
says,
is
has
listening.
1minuteman picked a name for a Pokemon yet? No, he has not contacted me.
This is fucking comedy. So now Pig Go also has references to just other people saying, "Did 1minuteman do this? Did he do this? Phil, did he do this? Explain."
Now that doesn't mean that today he won't tip and say, "Oh, hey, I picked a name for a Pokemon." He might do that. But 1minuteman, no, he did not contact me overnight. Now, if you're wondering what Parasolo is talking about, we've got this thing we're gonna do with Pokemon Legends Arceus.
And then we talk about naming Pokemon. Okay, wow. Oh man, remember these borders? Why don't we do this border again? Minuteman, 1minuteman, yes but no. What a sentence. What a sentence.
1minuteman, yes, but no, nothing from 1minuteman today, likely.
Wait, what? Oh my god, remember when this was his fucking camera quality? God damn. Going back in time is so funny. It's so funny.
Okay, because as you guys know, we do have some people who behind the scenes, they come.
It's so weird because on Twitch, when we went back there, the camera kind of looked better, and now we go here and it literally got worse. Oh man.
Every day, and they.
Oh my god, now I need to go back.
Okay, because as you guys know, we do have some people who behind the scenes, they come by every day, and they sometimes will do a tip that does not show up in the queue or on the stream. I know some people say 1 minute man, 1 minute man. Yes,
1 minute man, 1 minute man.
1 minute man today, likely.
I just love that it's like a thing that people chant in his chat, like, where is he? All this stuff. Like, man. Man.
Probably showed up for the stream earlier. The stream wasn't there, right? And they were like, oh,
Ah.
not here today. So, no, there was no behind the scenes tips today or anything like that.
Behind the scenes.
So thank you, Jack White, for the first tip of the day, $10. Jasper.
So that's that. To announce that he did not tip. Like, I just love we get announcements of him not tipping. So this dude not only got shoutouts for giving him money, he also gets shoutouts for not giving him money. Hilarious.
In 1 minute man, too, right? That when you're telling me you're not toxic like you used to be. You're fun to watch. It's personable to watch your streams and have interaction with you. You're not like what everyone says about you. That's great, but how do I get people to know that when YouTube only promotes the content of the people who are saying that about me? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't have that answer.
You should talk to Nick
Maybe we'll
Riccietta,
find out
man.
in 2022, right?
Yeah.
So Justin did another $41 tip and says, I won't be out tipped by the 1 minute man. So let's get Justin up there now. He has now beaten 1 minute.
Oh yeah, Justin was the other guy that said he was the one that was like he trying to start a tip over the 1 minute man, which is really fucking cringe. This dude had like really wanted to get 1 minute man riled up for some reason.
With a $41
Let's just hope
tip,
Disonar is not his real name.
$171 in tips, which means, ladies and gentlemen, yes, you get to now vote on the final festive Christmas sweater.
Okay. Okay. Man. Let's see. Up some 1 minute man. Well, James, 1 minute man actively watches. Oh my god, so many 1 minute man references. This is insane.
1 minute man. Well, James, I don't know why you're saying that, but thank you for the.
Why are you saying that? Why are you giving him a shout, James? Only I can.
Now we have an argument going on in the chat. People are arguing between Xbox and PlayStation. There's a console war going on in the chat. People are very upset with each other right now. They're at each other's throats.
Okay. Okay. Wow, this is great gameplay. Look at this gameplay. Just
yeah, that is true. The main story of this game is short. I'd say the main
staring chat and just moving the character back and forth.
Man actively watches the streams. Very tall. That's it. Thank you for an anonymous $5 tip saying tipping war with 1 minute man.
Why is everyone like instigating a tip over the 1 minute man? This is the second time, but from someone else.
I'm not even sure 1 minute man.
But it's obviously debate DSP to go on another weird thing about 1 minute man. Like that's what happens. That's what's so weird about this. This dude is actually just sitting there like, I don't know why people are doing this about 1 minute man. I don't know.
He watches the streams.
Yeah, he watches.
He watches on demand and maybe once a day sends a tip. I don't know. I don't know how
once
it works.
a day. I don't know. This dude, man.
You know, it's support. Support is support in my eyes. I don't question it. I don't really care.
He doesn't really care.
I appreciate 1 minute man's support pretty much every stream daily, and thank you for your $5 tip. No, 672. We're going on break in about 15-20 minutes. As I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a break.
Okay. We're taking a break. Oh my god. Look at this. Yes, I can confirm. Yes. Okay.
I can confirm 1 minute man did tip $25 earlier. You see? It's
Yay.
funny when people say, oh, it's a certain time every day. I mean, it seems like it's usually in general the same time every day.
Oh my god.
Earlier. You see?
You see?
It's funny because if people say, oh, it's a certain time every day. I mean, it seems like it's usually in general the same time every day.
This is like, it's so weird.
Okay?
Okay.
Today I didn't take my break and the tip still came in, you see?
You see? I didn't take my break, so you still gave me my tip. Oh, because you know what? I think this is also in the midst of people saying that that DSP was a 1 minute man, which is like, I feel at some point people were just saying that just to troll. I like, maybe it was genuine at the start at some point, but I kind of hope people did not genuinely believe DSP was a 1 minute man. Be that like, but whatever. But we got this. We got this out of him. See, you gave me the money anyway.
So thank you, 1 minute man. That indeed does get us to $40 in tips for today. There we go.
There we go.
And I did it early before I went on break. There you go. I know, you're all so excited.
We're all so excited. Oh, I'm excited. When we gave him money. Huh? Like, I just love that he casually just forms a theory about 1 minute and then says, we confirmed it. Jade, a tip from Jade. Wait, was Jade talking about 1 minute man too?
A tip from 1 minute man, and that's why the leaderboard is updated. And now we're at new. All right, everyone. So we're back from break, and I want to say special shout out to those who supported the stream during break. We got a nice sub bomb from Jade. A tip from
Jade. Not different Jade.
Man, that's why the leaderboard is updated. And now we're at new record high members here on the channel. 538 is the most we've ever had on.
Yeah, now you have another record. Overload? What the fuck? There was an overload back then? Huh?
Not the real 1 minute man. I'm just going to ban them right now. This is some idiot trying to impersonate. So again, if you want to see the return of viewer's choice.
Oh, because he became a member.
Becoming a member. And by the way, this is not the real 1 minute man. I'm just going to ban them right now. This is some idiot trying
to. What if it's a real one?
Bye. So, either.
Does he explain why he thinks it's
consider
fake?
becoming a member, or.
He doesn't become a member.
Give some memberships, which is now available here on the channel. That's how you can work towards this goal. Now, there is a tier 2 goal. Okay? There's a tier 2.
Okay, I'm not listening to that. We're not listening to the fucking marketing. That's really just something that doesn't happen anymore.
1 minute man started tipping me that way.
Wait, what?
Kind of, I say, hey, if you want to help and support me behind the scenes, please tip me, and here's my PayPal account you can send it to. And at that time, 1 minute man started tipping me that way.
Okay, what instigated this?
What's going on? And I said, I don't know. I couldn't figure it out either. I wrote them a question.
Oh my god, dude. He brings up how he got banned and immediately segues into 1 minute man giving him money. Are you kidding me?
1 minute man is fake and doesn't exist. Then just me. I'm not going to do that. I'm not a dunce. But that's what they want.
What?
That the tips were really coming through. It would basically dox the person, right? It would give you their information. It would give you their email address or whatever. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not a... Because if I tried to show you evidence that the tips were really coming through, it would basically want to bring up something that they know I cannot show evidence of. Because if I tried to show you evidence that the tips were really coming through, it would basically dox the person, right?
Huh?
It would give you their information. What? It would give you their email address or whatever.
This
so
context...
I'm not going to do that. I'm not a dunce.
I'm lost on the context with this.
They're like, maybe if we get enough...
I'm so lost. Like, why are we talking about doxing and, like, tipping and doxing tips? What is going on?
People saying that 1 minute man is fake and doesn't exist.
Oh, is he like humoring the idea of like showing proof that 1 minute man exists? That's kind of insane to bring up. What?
Then just me.
Like again, this is 1 minute man's legacy of just being this like mythical animal. You're like, show us the unicorn, Phil. Bring out the unicorn. Show it to us, Phil. And he's like, I can't show them. Then they want me to like cut off 1 minute man's horn and show you the horn. I can't do that. No, it's not that. That's violent. Look, I made a promise to God, if I show you the unicorn, it will ruin humanity and all this other shit. Like, it's one of those things, one of those deals, and you can't do it because once you show it, then it's fucked up, you know?
Maybe Phil will do something stupid to get him in trouble. I am not you. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to do something stupid because I'm not an idiot like you. So you can stop with your bullshit. Go ahead and pass your dumb fuck conspiracy theories in circles. Nothing you say makes any sense. You're a waste of everyone's time, including mine. Get fucked. I'm not answering that question ever again because it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my god, what's it? It was a question. Jesus.
For a hobby as a child, did you just run?
Oh my god.
No. I'm not making it. And the other thing is that, oh, we'll see. He only gets those tips during his. Yikes.
Yikes.
But anyway, no, I'm not making it. And the other thing is that, oh, we'll see.
Oh my god, where is this question?
I don't know how much dumber you could be. You're so stupid.
Where is this question?
Why? Funds. That's one thing. Tipping myself.
Oh my god.
Tipping yourself. Or like, well, if the guy is tipping behind the scenes, is the silliness of it. Very few times have they left a message. So,
oh my god.
Which is fine.
Dude.
To go to the new stream elements method to get a pop.
I'm getting a headache.
1 Minute Man started tipping me that way. And ever since 1 Minute Man has tipped me
Whatever.
that way. Okay, they never opted to go to the new stream elements method to get a pop-up on
No,
stream.
we're going back. I want this I want the answer. I want the question.
And that's what I've been using since.
Oh my god.
What's going on? And I said, I don't know. Banned me. They shadow banned me. They sent me no notice. They didn't.
Oh my god. I went back.
And he did use to
He's
tip
talking about hobbies. I go forward. It's too.
Is that one? It doesn't. All right.
I just want the. I just want the context.
Right? Like how dumb does that sound? I'm faking contribution.
Oh my god. I'm faking contributions.
Day here. When I say, oh, 1 Minute Man control.
Oh my god.
Things are dead. Everything's dead. Kind of a slow.
DSP, please. Okay, maybe this is the beginning of it. I just love half the time you can tell when a question starts just by looking for this. If you look at this, you know it's the beginning of the segment.
Protusum Zone, I answered this yesterday. Trolls only say dumb shit like that because they have no. Basically, right now, trolls are very bored. All right? There's nothing going on.
Yeah, nothing going on, man.
In regards to me, dramatic-wise, right? There's nothing. In fact, games are dead. Everything's dead. Kind of a slow time. So what do the trolls do when they're bored? Let's make up the new conspiracy theory. So their conspiracy theory is 1 Minute Man doesn't exist. He's a phantom. He's a ghost. A ghoulie. Or maybe he's an alternate personality that I invented in my head. So every day here,
dude,
when I say, oh, 1 Minute Man contributed, it's a lie. I'm making it up. All right?
Man, all of this just to address that.
If I were making it up, the only
my god, look how much he talks about this.
I'm faking contributions.
I'm faking contributions? Yeah, I mean, it's stupid.
How dumb does that sound? I'm faking contributions. Right?
Okay, whatever.
Okay, how do you even... I don't even know how you get past that first question of why would Phil fake contributions
to look successful, man.
How does that even make sense, what you're saying? It doesn't. All right? It just doesn't make sense. Now, the thing is, I guess where this weird conspiracy theory came up from is that 1 Minute Man always tips daily behind the scenes, meaning there's no pop-up on stream when he tips. And I've already explained how this happened. He did used to tip publicly on the streams. If you go back about a year and a half, he was tipping publicly on the streams. What happened was, if you remember, Streamlabs, which is the processing company I used to get tips through, one day banned me. But they didn't just ban me, they shadow banned me. They sent me no notice, they didn't explain it. One day people are like, I'm trying to tip and it won't go through, I don't even know what's going on. Can you answer?
This is during Divinity, by the way.
I don't know.
The curse playthrough. Divinity and Dragon, Danganronpa, the curse playthroughs.
They ghosted me. Okay.
They ghosted me, man. Sip, sip, sip.
So it wasn't just me. Apparently, they did the same thing to like Wings of Redemption and others. So I switched from Streamlabs over to Stream Elements, and that's what I've been using since then. But in the interim, there was like maybe 2 days where I didn't have a way to tip me publicly through the streams where you could get a pop-up. So I had to kind of say, hey, if you want to help and support me behind the scenes, please tip me, and here's my PayPal account you can send it to. And at that time, 1 Minute Man started tipping me that way. And ever since, 1 Minute Man has tipped me that way. Okay? They never opted to go to the new Stream Elements method to get a pop-up on stream. They're just doing it, through the directly to the PayPal. Which is fine if they're not looking for public recognition. I still shout them out. I still put them on the leaderboard, but they never really, I think very few times have they left a message. So I think one time was happy birthday, Phil, or something like that.
That is true. The only left a message is a happy birthday, Phil, and Merry Christmas. And that's it. And I bet that made DSP so happy that this is the ideal tipper. Just shut up and give him money. His favorite kind.
Now the funny part about this is the silliness of it. Is that people are like, well, if the guy is tipping behind the scenes every day and he's tipping exactly the same time, and it's always when you go on break, you must be tipping yourself. I just want you to think about this. Tipping yourself.
I mean, technically, the time thing makes sense because it's on break, but at the same time, like, yeah, he wouldn't tip himself. He doesn't tip anyone else.
I would say, if you're going to say I'm lying and just saying the tip doesn't exist, that's one thing.
That's
Tipping
one thing.
myself. I'm purposely sending funds to myself through a payment processor that takes a cut of the funds. I'm pissing money away on a daily basis. Why are you so stupid?
Why are you so stupid?
For a hobby as a child, did you just run into walls head first?
Oh,
like, duh.
That
makes no sense what you're saying. Yikes.
Run to the walls, Anyway.
No. I'm not making it. And the other thing is that, we'll see, he only gets those tips during his breaks, so obviously he's making it up or whatever. It's not true. There have been days on a marathon when I don't take my break around that time, and then I come back and I'm like, oh, guys, just so you know, I was just checking my emails during my actual break later, and I noticed that 1 Minute Man had tipped me, and I didn't even notice it because we were live streaming at the time. I didn't stop to check, and there's no pop-up for his...
Well, I don't remember. Was it an automated tip or was it an email tip? Because he did tip during a stream before, and he caught it.
Contribution.
Whatever.
So now let's add it. Go back and watch some of my marathons, and you will see that that's happened frequently during a marathon. Is when my break is not aligned.
It's so weird that this became a subject matter. Like, that was a talking point. Does that all? Because 1 Minute Man does it all?
1 Minute Man, who does that all the time, actually sometimes sends a message. Like on my birthday, he said, happy birthday, Phil.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh, that was nice of him.
That was nice of him.
So thank you, Bird Zapato, for the tip. I appreciate it. Thank you for telling me, because since you're doing it this way, this is how I can tell.
Man, Bird's about to join the 1 Minute Man club of tipping behind the scenes. But okay, now let's take a look at this banner. This is the Elden Ring one, I believe.
I believe, correct?
This dude, Dumas, Sir Dumas, Consul Dumas, like all these Dumases, dude, except for the Dark Side Phil, then Large Marge, Sir Penne, Sir Dumas, like dude, so many Dumases. That's all he does, because he likes the meme of,
Dude, it's like dumbass.
now this dude mocks trolls for like the Penne joke.
Oh, they think it's funny because Penne means penis.
Despite he has Sir Penne. But anyways, he laughs at like that trolls have that kind of humor. But look at this humor, Dumas,
Because it's dumbass. Bleh.
oh man. Okay.
1 Minute Man. Thank you so much to 1 Minute Man for $40 tip.
He used to do $40 tips Specifically for Ask the King.
And because it's
Because Ask the King
$40,
sucked.
that means we have been pushed past the tier 2 tips goal for today's stream. All right? And that means you guys are going to vote on a vest. Normally it would be a hat, but I'm doing Ask the King. I'm already wearing a hat. So let's go ahead and let's have a poll for a vest. Determine what vest you guys would actually like to see here on the stream today. Okay?
What vest is Ask Best? Okay, wait, man, it's not only iced coffee, right? Correct? Wow, that's what he's gonna say. Not only on thin ice, he's also...
Okay, 1 Minute Man is not only iced coffee, and you just earned yourself a nice permanent man. You're a moron. Someone asked how can they support the stream? Well, check the description of the stream for many different options. You could do a membership.
Yeah, check the stream, dude.
Only 1 Minute Man who helps behind the scenes every day on a daytime stream tip.
Every day. Like, dude, we saw the beginning of this. He was like,
Well, he doesn't tip every day, man. He tips only when there's a slow stream.
and now he gradually he tips every day. So he tips every day then. Okay.
That's not good.
That's not good. Wait, what?
One big tip, a few small tips, and then, as you know, usually 1 Minute Man who helps behind the scenes every day on a daytime stream tips. And that's it. And that's not good. The fact that we got a mainstream new release game and I'm not even hitting like the tier 2 tips goal. You know?
Man! Dude! Now he's like thirsty for tier 1 tip goal. And then he uses that to beg for tier 2, but now he's straight up saying it's not good that we don't hit the tier 2. Jesus, man, this guy is down bad in a lot of ways. But man, this dude is insane. It's always funny. You go back and I still stand by the fact the vest streak ruined him. It ruined him because before that he would just say the stream has been slow and that's it, and he'd move on with his life. But the vest goal happened and it taught him he could get $100 every day. That's a possibility that he could get it every stream, and he has not accepted the fact that was like a workable goal, I guess. And then from then he just thinks that he should just get it. It made him very entitled, just unconsciously, in my opinion. But this dude, he's outright telling people it's not good. It is 1 Minute Man tipping every day. This dude takes all this shit for granted, and he's telling other people that they take him for granted. But he takes everything for granted. He took the vest streak for granted. He definitely took 1 Minute Man for granted. If Dan the Man goes away too, he's fucked. Honestly, he needs people like Dan the Man in his life. I mean, Dan the Man is so pig-pilled. But man, if these people just leave, people who tip over $20, he is screwed. He's fucked. And people already say that he's already on a downward trend, but it's like, Dan the Man gives him at least a backbone a little bit in support-wise. I mean, he doesn't tip every stream, but he could. Dan the Man could definitely walk into the 1 Minute Man trap. And he probably is, because 1 Minute Man literally started off by not tipping every stream. That's how 1 Minute Man started! That's how he started. He went from not every stream to then tipping every stream. And Dan the Man is gonna fall in the same pitfall, and he'll be the new one. That's what's gonna happen. His community is so goofy like this. They either the troll tippers that try to troll Phil will either troll tip him long enough to become a fan, or they'll be banned a troll. People like Dan the Man will support him enough times to either be a normal functional fan that will support the thing that they like and then walk away, or they'll become employed in giving Phil money. It's so weird. It's like there's no in between with any of this.
I like the game, and I'm not going to quit playing it, all right? It's an outstanding game. The graphics are superb, but the gameplay, I feel, is actually just as good, if not improved, from the last game. And the plot is getting really interesting now that I'm about, what?
Okay, it's about Forbidden West. You're not 1 Minute Man. You're not 1 Minute Man, and you're banned. You're not 1 Minute Man. 1.
You're not. Only,
Okay, see, I want to highlight this. What happened to this Viking helmet? You notice that when he would get the Viking hat and what was in Baldur's Gate 3, it was always the softer one. What happened to this one? What happened to it? Because I don't know why. It wasn't like pissing me off, but I was just like, why don't we get that Viking helmet anymore? Why do we always get the other one? Because is it stupider looking? Like, why does this one get ignored? Maybe he's afraid of hurting Jasper with it.
$25 tip. So actually, 1 Minute Man remains the top tipper of the stream. Sorry about that. Love whole organic Java. By the way, just so everyone knows, this person tipping is not only iced coffee. I know some people.
Oh
say,
my god, we're doing this, man.
He's not only iced coffee, okay?
Man, the real 1 Minute Man. Who is the real 1 Minute Man? Final Fantasy VII original.
Minute Man, who's not the real 1 Minute Man, did tip another $1 now, and says, you could play Tekken, Virtual Fighter, King of Fighters just for fun and casually, not competitively on Friday night.
See, so this is what I was saying recently. He would always say, the real 1 Minute Man would never talk, never. So that's how we knew that $1 tipper was the fake 1 Minute Man. But then, like last year, 1 Minute Man started talking frequently, being super cringe, and DSP just said this is the real one, no question. Didn't even get confused, just accepted it off the bat. So maybe the whole time, this whole 1 Minute thing wasn't the real one the whole time. Dun dun dun.
It's just a suggestion. As I said again, you're talking about retro games offline play. Yes, I'm not going to play modern fighters online. I'm never going to be able to learn them and win a match. It's a waste of time. The thing is that people seem to have this really odd misconception that you could just get any fighting game, play it online, and it's fun. It's not.
It's not. Okay, it's like my fucking dumb shit. Alright, what about this one? What about this one? The cat game.
I forgot 1 Minute Man. No, I did not forget 1 Minute Man. I don't think there was a tip from 1 Minute Man today. Actually, I didn't check.
I didn't forget 1 Minute Man. I just didn't check. Huh.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure there was not. Well, I'll double check here. I gotta have my emails loading. Yeah, I don't see one. Remember, 1 Minute Man usually tips every day, but there's some days when we hit the goal, he
Usually every day.
doesn't tip.
But he doesn't tip when he hits the goal.
I think what he does, he tries to help whenever we're not hitting the goal, but if we've already exceeded the goal, that's a day that he doesn't contribute.
So I guess that's why he started shifting, tipping earlier. Which is, like, really bizarre. You know, the more you go down this little rabbit hole of 1 Minute Man, the weirder this guy sounds, and, like, maybe you need someone to keep an eye on his spending. Because, dude, this is weird. Because when you want to support someone you liked anyway, why does he, like, whatever, okay.
And that's his right. Okay.
Or, like, assuming how he behaves and how he acts and how he tips, blah, blah, blah. I'm the big boss now. 1 Minute Man is, what, not the boss? He's the little boss.
I'm the big boss now. 1 Minute Man is defeated.
Oh.
Well, indeed, with that tip, you're definitely the top tipper of the day and likely will remain for the rest of the day.
Oh, it was a $50 tip, too. Oh, okay. Oh my god, what are you considering about 1 Minute Man?
1 Minute Man has been such a long-standing supporter of my content.
Wait, what?
Do I ever thank 1 Minute Man? Of course I do. 1 Minute Man, I would think, considering that 1 Minute Man has been
Of course I would thank him. You thank every tip you get.
such a long-standing supporter of my content. I would think that 1 Minute Man knows how much I appreciate that every day he's coming here. Or almost, it's not every single day, but almost every single day.
Every day, not every day, almost every single day.
He's coming here and tipping. I really appreciate that. It helps out a ton.
Like,
It really
dude,
does.
this
So
is
thank you
like
to 1 Minute Man.
bizarre.
For your ongoing support of DSP Gaming over the years. Thank you. Okay. W Machine Gun, that certainly sounds like it's Barrett's deal, right? Now, hold on a second. Should I keep going or should I go back? Did I miss something? I might have missed something.
Oh man, I remember that in Rebirth where you had to change the cart rides. DSP missed out not playing that. Can't believe you dropped the game.
Man, no, really, I'm playing a game, and if I see people just talking about this,
Wait, what?
you get dash forward, so I can't make a move.
Target destroyed.
Hey, you guys want to shut the fuck up about 1 Minute Man? No.
Shut the fuck up at 1 minute, man.
Really, I'm playing a game, and if I see people just talking about this bullshit, I'm just gonna kick every one of you out of the chat. Like, literally, every fucking person here, what are you talking about?
What are you talking
watching
about?
the stream or not? I don't want the whole chat to be about people contributing to the stream. Shut the fuck up.
He's not even reading the text.
Like,
What's
kids,
going on?
I swear to God, some people are just fucking annoying.
I swear to God.
I can't even read
Oh,
the
you
game
can't
and
even
enjoy
read.
it because I gotta be just fucking distracted by assholes. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my
If I
God.
see one fucking word about 1 Minute Man, you're out of here. Fucking annoying idiots. I don't even know what's going on in the game. I have no clue.
Shut the fuck up. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm fucking pissed. Oh, what a minute is it around Malcolm in the Middle? What? Come on.
1 Minute Man isn't around Malcolm. 1 Minute Man attends the early streams. Here's all the people. They're just waiting.
Man, he looked awful in that fucking stream. He looked so bad. Oh man, I think I should just skip more. Oh God, DSP reacts. He showed up here. Oh boy, thank you, 1 Minute Man. All right, let's go to this.
Minute Man gets an animation. Thank you, 1 Minute Man.
Technically, he could have gone
For your tip and your
animations
support.
anyway, but whatever. We're not gonna talk about that.
How cool is that?
How
All
cool
right.
is that? All right.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. And something else I'm gonna say. Thank you, 1 Minute Man, for the support. Now here's the thing. So people are saying some stuff's coming up that Keem says that's really nasty, like racist stuff. Okay. I am reacting.
Okay, get ready. He's gonna say the N-word. Get ready, guys. Thank you, 1 Minute Man tips. Let's see the. Yeah, we're just gonna skip even more. Wait. Oh, I thought that was Yakuza. Oh God, let's just take a look at this one. The closet stream. I never really paid attention to this. I only watched it through Tevin.
Okay. 1 Minute Man tipped me $25, and with that tip, that's gonna push us to our hat goal for the day. Okay.
It's so crazy. He did this. This is a thing, and it was DSP's Closet Cleanout Marathon 2: The Revenge. The revenge of what? Dude, this dude is so lame. And again, he only wanted to clean it because he could get paid doing it. Imagine if you could trick someone to pay you to clean your house. But like this, I mean, you're not like a maid or anything. You know what I mean? You know what? DSP should offer a service. This is a good idea. Think about it. He could offer a discount cleaning service, but the drawback is like, look, you pay me like $20, right? Correct? And I'll clean your house, but I live stream it because that way, like, look, you know, hey, if you have any personables, hide those, obviously. But like, you know, I'm giving you a discounted cleaning fee because I'm also getting money through the stream. So there you go, and you're telling them up front. You're telling them up front, like, look, I'll be streaming as I clean. So like, you know, hide stuff, you know, whatever. But you know that I guess the liability is the problem. I guess, you know, it's a very like, it's not, maybe in the long run it wouldn't work out actually. But you know, DSP could experiment with that. He could pave the way for a whole new industry. So I mean, come on.
We're at 109 now.
Imagine you hire this guy to be your to clean your house, and he just waddles in. He's like, "All right, I gotta clean your house, okay?
Now I'm gonna stream as well. Okay, I gotta set up the stream. It has like a little tripod. Hello, everyone. We're in. I can't tell you the house we're in. So I'm gonna say for the sake of the stream, I'm gonna make up the top tipper. We'll name that the house I'm cleaning. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get the Windex and clean the windows.
And of course, you would aim the camera away from the window so they can't look at the neighborhood.
So the first hat goal, I say the first because we have multiple today. The first has been reached. All right. We're going to do a
Okay. And then Wicked Grum also tipped, obviously. The real 1 Minute Man. What? Are they even 50? Makes no
real
sense.
1 Minute Man to the $1.50.
Oh, $1.50.
I missed most of the stream and just tuned in. Tell me, I didn't miss a potential bubble blowing. Actually, no one even asked for it, and I didn't even think about it. Yeah, no one asked for a bubble blowing today.
No one asked. Huh. Now you ask, you're demanding. See what I mean? See how lame this guy is?
No, nothing to ask. Oh man, you need to remind me.
They remind
You guys are demanding. Bubbles.
I mean, but you have to ask the right way, I guess. It'd be like, please, Phil, can you please blow the bubbles for us when you have the chance, Phil, please? But remember,
oh, I need the bathroom. Others like, oh, I don't need it.
oh, man, we're not even doing the bubble blow. He gets reminded, doesn't do it anyway. Oh my god.
And the real 1 Minute Man tipped me $1.50, and as you said,
oh my god! Dude, now we're getting like thrown off. A troll was tipping as the real 1 Minute Man. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. We got the fake. Dude, this is like a fucking brain conditioning situation. We got tips from the real 1 Minute Man and then the fake 1 Minute Man. Holy shit, what is this?
A fake 1 Minute Man that's not getting banned.
Oh.
Fuck off. Okay.
Oh, we got a confirmation that and then we got another one. So a fake one becomes a member. Then a fake one tips. I don't believe this is the real 1 Minute Man. Call me crazy. All right, we're skipping another page. I mean, enough of this. Enough of this.
One Minute Man. Thank you so much to 1 Minute Man for your usual support of my content and streams. Let's play animation.
But Phil, you already hit the tier 2. Why is he tipping? Huh?
And with that, we are up to.
All right. But now let's look at the trend. Let's do a little trend. Look at this. And then we got a hard plummet. Like, dude, we go here, June 2020. May 2020, eight times. 18, 4, oh, he must be doing good. He must have been doing really good in that month. Because remember, at the beginning, he only tipped when he didn't hit the goal. So he must have been doing baller status. Here, oh man. Dude, he's you know what? I just think about that. I'm thinking about it. You could get a good read on DSP's business by his standards, I guess. It's like, oh, like, because this must mean that his streams were doing, really good. Really good. Then, oh man, he must have been fantastic. 0 times. And then, slowly but surely, he just skyrockets. So his business must be doing really bad, right? Correct? Because again, he only tips when they didn't hit the goal. The tier 1 goal, by the way. And look, he skyrocketed. Then he went down a little bit, but he's still, enough times. This is the most, 77 times. And then we just plummet. We just plummet to two times in May. Man, look at this. This is crazy. All right. Yeah, we're gonna like just. Oh man. Rob Gavigan, the Revenge. Dude, this dude, what is up with him calling things the Revenge? The Revenge! It must be from that movie, A Revenge of the Nerds. He loves that movie. Oh man.
1 minute, man. You were one of only 2 people who have tipped today. I take that back. There were 2 people, so you're the 3rd person to tip today. You're the biggest contribution to the stream. It's the only stream I'm doing today, so I really appreciate that, 1 minute, man. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you for the support.
Okay.
Okay. Callisto. You know what? We're just gonna go to the beginning because you've seen all this. Hitting big city. Oh. Let's see. I want to kind of go back a little bit more. You're gonna have to move Viking. Viking's like blocking a key part of the screen for me, man. What is this? What did he say about 1 minute in here?
For the tip, 1 minute, man. Appreciate that. Okay. Let's see here. The villain.
Oh,
At 34 months as a member.
He just gave him a tip and shut up.
Minute man for the tip. So we got a little bit of extra time. If you guys would like to chat, please tap.
Did he say anything? Like, man.
Congrats. It actually should be. It should actually say.
Huh. Wow.
From a psychiatrist? Can you get that? Can you get a piece of
What?
paper from a psychiatrist that says, I certify that so-and-so is not crazy? Or would it just say, I certify that so-and-so is of sound mind? Because wouldn't you get that for, like, for example, like if you were incarcerated? And so you could, you know, I think that's what it would be. I'd
Why
really
are we
doubt that you got a
incarcerating
certificate
someone?
that says, oh, so by the way,
Why are we talking
you're
about
not crazy.
Why are we talking? What are we doing, Phil?
Congrats. It actually should be. It should.
Oh my god. My god.
Papers would be a common requirement for many jobs. Give you some advice on something I know about, whether it's games or whatever. Nor did I ever that they act like this philosophical movies and on this subject matter. Never, right? Not once. If you want to ask me questions about,
Oh my god.
could we ever see a segment where you take questions about a? Okay, let's see what they have to say. Work. We already know that.
Dude.
I am someone who is like.
Where's the 1 minute man tip?
In that way. Okay? Meaning, oh, I'm an expert on.
Oh my god, dude.
Or some of this or that. Beware at your own risk of trying. Someone actually did a. I still got your 10. So, oh, my nose itches.
There you go. My nose itches. This gotta be it.
Let's see here. Hold on 1 second.
Let's see here.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Oops.
I hate
I was
when
so
this happens.
close. I was so close to being able to do a shout out, and then I misclicked.
Dude, how does this guy operate a computer? How does he do this so much?
Okay.
Is he just doing this, like just matching his
Shout
hand?
out to 1 Minute Man for a $20 tip. Thank you, 1 Minute Man. I appreciate that. Let's see what 1 Minute Man has to say this morning.
Oh, okay, he did say something. Oh boy.
Oops, $20 tip. And Minute Man, not. Wow, that's completely misspelled. Oh no! 1 Minute Mean. The 1 Minute Mean. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So 1 Minute
okay.
Man says the following.
What did he say? We're still waiting.
Hi, Phil. No Baldur's Gate 3 stuff today. You know, I'm glad because we're done with Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh my
like,
god.
no, really. We finished it Friday. I'm done with it. I really
finished
want to talk
it.
about it anymore. I said my piece about the game. We're moving on now, okay? I have a relaxing and somewhat funny story that may have relevance in today's world. Once I worked with a guy who at times behaved oddly. One day someone said jokingly to him, "You're crazy, man." He responded, "I'm not crazy, and I have papers to prove it." For a few seconds, I wondered where you get such papers. Then it dawned on me that certainly explained a lot. It was a unique and fascinating experience to work with a guy like that. He was otherwise harmless. In today's world, maybe such papers would be a common requirement for many jobs.
What are you talking? What?
A lot.
Hold up. I
Jokingly
want
to him, "You're crazy, man." He responded, "I'm not crazy, and I have papers to prove it." For a few seconds, I wondered where you get such papers. Then it dawned on me that certainly explained a lot.
What does that explain? He got papers if he wasn't crazy. It proved that he went to get help. Okay. So is one maybe mocking a dude for getting help? That's kind of negative.
It was a unique and fascinating experience to work with a guy like that. He was otherwise harmless. In today's world, maybe such papers would be a common requirement for many jobs.
Okay. Maybe. Whatever. I mean, you're
where
kinda,
would you get?
Where would you get? And maybe
Paper.
you'll need it for your job, man. Yeah, maybe 1 minute, man. Maybe he needs it. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna like jump ahead. Maybe. The load. Where did the load go?
There we go. Okay. So 1 Minute Man, $15 tip, and says the following. Congrats on finishing Baldur's Gate 3. It's been a long journey, stressful at times, but you persevered. And although you skipped a few quests due to time constraints, your playthrough is quite solid. Now only the epilogue remains. This is probably the best video game epilogue ever made. As for the epilogue, if you had actually given the Githyanki egg to Lae'zel before the end of the game, she would actually have a son. Wow.
Wow.
Gale is a god because you made it that certain dialogue choice. Karlach will have some news. Shadowheart will have some stuff to talk about. If you saved her parents, she actually ends up with them. Well,
Dude,
she decided not to. Perhaps a better ending. And also,
I was expecting this from. Honestly, I was expecting this from Lights for Cuck. I was expecting this from him. Out of all the people. But no. 1 Minute Man went crazy. This is the first time, by the way, he did the acronym of 1MM. He might have done it a few other times, but you know.
I didn't hear any marriage vows. It's just a reunion. Oh, we'll find out. We'll find out. And there's another $10 tip from 1 Minute Man. He says, "I'm a bit surprised how quickly you decided to comply with Orpheus' request and become an instrument of death. I think most people would have tried to avoid that. Why didn't you try to persuade Orpheus to go on living?" Hold on. I'll play another animation for you and add this to the leaderboard, and then we will...
Oh my god. I don't care.
In Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, okay,
you know, in some games...
See how much he's like a fanboy of Baldur's Gate, which is fine. You can like video games. I allow you to like video games. But man, it's just a lot. Wait, did he actually tip during gameplay? What is this?
Not Dark Gaming. 1 Minute Man this morning says, "I did find all the body parts of Dribbles."
Oh, did you find his penis? Did you find the dribble dick? Yeah.
I found, guys, you're not gonna believe this. This is so immature. I found the dribble dick.
From 1 Minute Man, I don't know what took so long for this to work here. He's talking about, basically he's talking about Alone in the Dark. It's a little too late for this now.
So what's funny about this, I almost forgot to include this, or I didn't think much of it, but in a video we're gonna watch, he tells 1 Minute Man,
I read about your Alone in the Dark tip, and I already explained why I already explained my card B.
and all this other stuff, but this is him addressing it, and he didn't address it. Listen.
All right, well, thank you, 1 Minute Man. He's talking about a land yap that I missed in Alone in the Dark, but at this point, it's kind of a moot thing. We're not talking about that anymore. I don't know what happened. The pop-up or the message didn't come through. It took ages. Maybe there was a big delay in the email or something. I don't know.
Yeah, big delay. Uh-huh.
Minute Man. Oh, God, here we go.
Here we go. Ah! By the way, I this shirt needs to go away. It shows too much of his arm.
Man.
Well, basically, 1 Minute Man, he disagrees with my take on Fallout lore. That basically,
Wait.
I'm saying that people...
Hold up, I just want to double check something. Is this the 20th? Okay, good.
People take it way too serious.
Look, he reads their whole tip in his head. Doesn't read it at all, doesn't summarize it, doesn't explain what he said, just says, here we go.
Well, basically, 1 Minute Man, he disagrees with my take on Fallout lore. That basically, I'm saying that people take it way too seriously, and he thinks that my take is incorrect.
This dude is so lame, by the way, that he thinks people are taking it too seriously. But this guy complains about all these other games with fucked up sorts. And the other thing, you know what? The one thing he says that he loves so much about the Batman the Animated Series is
it's a show that takes you seriously. It has serious plots and themes and stories.
and all this other shit. And, you know, I love the animated series, and yeah, a lot of the stories are very good in that show. But he says this, and then says, people care too much about this thing. All this other stuff. But meanwhile, he talks about this stuff like this dude is reviewed Fallout, I was about to say Fallout Mania. Fallout, TV show. He reviews it, and he's like, who cares? Who cares? You shouldn't care about the media you consume. Meanwhile, this says that you should demand better from your media content. All these other video game adaptations that fail,
they don't take the source material. They still see it as children's media and toys.
And all this other stuff. This dude is so lame when it comes to anything. He just wants to consume. That's what he loves about media. You get to consume it. Not to think about it. Just consume.
That I should respect those who like the lore so much. I'm not saying you can't like the lore so much. I'm just saying understand that when you have a situation like this right now, there's a TV show that's made. It's the only piece of content in 6 to 7 years you've had out of this franchise. This free TV show will be what becomes mainstream popular, correct? We can all agree there, right? Like, that's it.
So since it's becoming mainstream, we have to like what they did, right? We have to like that they retcon the games, correct?
No, there's no Fallout games coming. That all is a given. So either you like the show or you don't. But to sit there and micro-analyze every frame and say, well, this is acceptable and this is not, and this isn't fair, is this a mistake or is this a lore error?
Dude, these are just people making observations, but the thing that's like crazy, oh man, I was gonna say, I forgot my train of thought. God damn it. It was on the tip of my of the tongue. Oh, because he's saying like how fans are crazy for analyzing, but the thing is, just because you like a medium, you like a show, you like a game or whatever, you're gonna talk about these things. He's acting as if like, you know, there was a time Right, actively was more active in the Legend of Korra Avatar: The Last Airbender community. I was like, like I was like, whatever, like all this kind of shit. I saw people who took the shipping discourse like super insane. Like it went from like just saying I think the ship is dumb, or I think that they rushed it, whatever. Like that's reasonable. I may not agree. I think that the relationship by the end of Korra, I thought it made sense to me. I was on board with that. Whatever, but I guess I could see why you saw it as rushing, which is fine. Fine take. I saw that to then seeing people saying, okay, you're gonna fucking eat shit and die for thinking this? How dare you think that, you piece of shit? I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like that kind of shit. Like people take it way too far, harassing other people for enjoying whatever that was. If you enjoyed Korra and Asami's relationship and thought that made sense, someone was gonna like DM you on Tumblr, of course Tumblr, right? And tell you that you're an awful person and harass you to the end of time for that. And I saw that a lot. I saw a lot of accounts I followed were just like, dude, can you fucking relax? Cool, you don't like it, move on. That kind of shit. I've seen shit like that, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's a little too far. But just saying like, oh, you got this lore thing incorrectly or whatever, which is like understandable. That's just making a statement. Again, there's nothing wrong with criticizing or making these kind of statements. It's when you just go too far, attacking other people for that is a little different. That's a whole different thing. But it's not the same as like enjoying a medium and just criticizing it. But this dude wants to make it sound as if everyone's crazy if you think that the Fallout TV show is mid almost.
Or is this just not explained yet? At some point, again, like I said, when you go to a convention,
there's nothing. But there's nothing wrong with being confused and wanting information about, oh, is this a lore error? Is this like, what's this? What does this mean? Having just those simple like statements. This is like, as I said before, I said this in I think my censorship video, or some other video. I said it somewhere, but a lot of like this is the kind of the attitude that a lot of like people who run focus groups kind of run into. A student like these kids would watch like the Green Lantern animated series. This is a good example because a showrunner was talking about this. And he said a lot of kids were asking questions like, what does this mean? What happens with that? And these are just active, like, just, and the network was like, so these kids are confused. This is not good. Kids should not be confused when they're watching this, but it's like, yeah, but they're asking questions because they're engaged with what they're watching. They're watching this and they're like, and they want to know more, which is going to keep them invested in the show. So this is like, they're asking the right questions. They're not confused of what's going on. They just want to know more, which is the point. And the issue would see these kids asking these questions. Oh my god, they're going crazy. These kids are insane now. This show, we gotta ban it. These kids are going crazy now. They're asking too many questions. And it's like, you're going to naturally ask questions if you're invested in something. If you're actively like watching something, you're going to want to know more. That's what keeps you engaged with what you're doing. Which is why, like, when on my podcast, the Big Bun Game Club podcast, shouts out to myself, I would say, like, when I play a game, I look through a lot. I look at for a lot of things. If the gameplay is bad, is the story good? If the story is good and engaging, I'll stick through it. If the story sucks but the gameplay is engaging, I'll stick through it. If both suck completely, I'm probably gonna drop it and move on. So that's usually the thing I engage with, unless it's like very hard and I can't beat a boss and I just move on, whatever. But that's a different thing. But that's kind of what I look for, because I'm looking to be engaged on some level when it comes to a video game. If there's one thing that I can engage with, then you got me. But if there's nothing, then I'm just gonna move on and do something else. But this dude is like, just thinks it's alien for people to seek engagement with something that they're participating in. And then he's like, do you go to a convention and hound? Well, conventions have Q&As, and then they have booths, and you can ask them anything. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna stalk them around and go into their trailer or whatever the fuck, yeah, that's different. But that's a different thing, completely.
Actors at the convention about little mistakes? No. And people who used to do that used to be treated like, what is wrong with you? Right? It's just supposed to be for fun. It's not that serious. Today, it seems to be mainstream acceptance.
Look at this dude. He's saying, well, people don't take it seriously, and it's for fun. So then why did he love other shows? He loved the Batman the Animated Series because it took itself seriously. But now he's like, why do you watch shows for fun? It's like, really, when he enjoys something and he sees criticisms of it or anything, he gets insecure about it. This is a childish thing. I get it. Because when I was young, like a baby, I would get a little bit upset too. But then I realized, well, I have a different opinion on things. And there you go. And I move on. It's like, not everyone sure, I'm on Twitter, unfortunately, and I see people who don't like Guilty Gear Strive, which I understand. I do like Revelator 2 a little bit more, but I still enjoy Strive. But am I gonna sit there and start fights and call people who dislike Strive crazy? No, they just have a different opinion and all this other shit. But this dude gets so insecure about liking something if other people have criticisms of it. It's kind of insane.
To be overly crazy, analytical, and serious about entertainment. Maybe at some point, if you become to be for fun, it's not that serious. Today, it seems to be mainstream about little mistakes. No. And people who used to do that used to be treated like, what is wrong with you?
No. When people said that what's wrong with you is when the person takes it so personally to the point where it comes off delusional. Like really insane shit. That's when people do that. But when you're saying, hey, this might be a retcon or whatever, that's just a statement and harmless. To ask the creator, like, what did you mean by this or whatever, that's just a natural question you're gonna ask. Like, it's really when you start, like, being more, threatening or whatever the fuck is when people draw the line. But DSP just seems to, like, blur that line completely, apparently.
Right? It's just supposed to be for fun. It's not that serious. Today, it seems to be mainstream acceptable to be overly crazy, analytical, and serious about entertainment. Maybe at some point, if you become to that level, you should take a step back, take a deep breath, and realize that what you're doing
and this dude also complains about The Last of Us 2 story. Like, again, he's saying that if people take it too seriously, then why did he cry so hard about Last of Us 2 story? Like, and I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a great story, don't get me wrong, but this dude, like, it was so obnoxious. Like, I get it. People don't like the game. I didn't like the game that much either. But I didn't even think the story was that bad. I thought there's a degree that people took it, like, maybe got a little bit overhated. Whatever. But even then, it's like, I can see why people didn't like it. But DSP's, thing about the story was so, like, it was the worst take of all. Like, it is the king of bad takes. He didn't like it because of dumb reasons that he just didn't understand. Why is Ellie in a relationship? It's an apocalypse. She's in a sheltered community that had a lot of privileges in an apocalypse, meaning she has time for that stuff. If she was living outside of that, yeah, she wouldn't be thinking of this stuff. But it's just very straightforward stuff, and that's what he had trouble with. Not the other stuff in the story that was bad. Just this other stuff that's like no one was complaining about. And then he's like, oh, well, it made me feel bad. I mean, I don't think that's what people were disliked the game for. A lot of it was just the bad message of revenge. Like, I get the idea of, like, revenge is a very, like, bad thing to go for, if you're seeking for revenge, it's gonna be an unending cycle of violence. Which is, like, okay, but it's just everything in that story just kind of happened too fast. Like, they killed Joel way too early in the game, so you don't really have any time to really breathe. I mean, I guess they did for shock value, but that's kind of all it is. It's just for shock value. The only thing I will say, and this is a hot take for The Last of Us 2, I will say I kind of like the idea that the person that kills Joel is just this one little NPC you don't really see for a second, because the idea of it just being a character you wouldn't think much of in the first place, and that's what steers the second game. I like the idea of that, but I do think that there could have been a little bit more time to build that moment than just, hey, first hour of the game he's dead, that kind of shit. It's like, you know what I mean. But that's pretty much it. That's the only hot take I'll give you on that. But yeah, this dude cried so hard about it, demands all this other stuff, and then he's like,
Why do you talk about the stories you watch, huh? You're crazy.
Right? You
Right?
don't need to be that much into it. I love Street Fighter. I'm not going to sit there and microanalyze every piece of every game and every piece of lore and scream at them about
This
it.
dude, oh man, this could be another standalone video almost if I really cared. I feel when he was hyping up the 30th anniversary collection, when he was doing the Fighters Marathon or whatever the fuck, he was bragging about the lore of Street Fighter. Like,
I know the lore of Street Fighter. I know all this stuff, man. So you know the headband that Ryu has? That's like the headband from his master, and he wore it, man. Pretty cool, huh?
all this other shit. He only stopped caring about the lore, I want to say, in Street Fighter 4 to 5. And then 6, he clearly doesn't care. Like, does he understand what Lily is? Does he? Well, no, he does, I guess. Does he know Kimberly Minot? Does he get Minot's fucking story? No, he doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck.
And some people do. Some people literally do. You remember the debates about poison back in the day? That is poison a man, is poison a woman, is poison in the middle of a transition, is poison this and that. Who cares?
Who cares?
It doesn't matter. Why are
What if I care? I mean, whatever.
arguing about it? It's entertainment. It's not meant to be taken that seriously. This
But
is
what
not a scientific.
But what if people like want, enjoy seeing like a character that they can relate with? You know what I mean? Like, oh man, this is pretty cool, man. I get to see this, man. Whatever.
Data point that's going.
Because the other thing is, oh, this is gonna sound whatever, but Street Fighter is a game with all these variety of characters from all walks of life. Correct? You have a sumo, you have a ninja, you have a French dancer, you have Marisa, you have Dalton, you have Blanca, all this stuff. So why not? And you have also Abigail. You have a degenerate monster guy. So why not? So why not have a transgender character in the whole diverse cast? So that's kind of cool, correct? What about that, Phil?
To determine
What about that angle?
how mathematics are calculated that's going to affect our world. It's just it's a story meant to be something to be consumed.
But story also has like meaning to people and like emotional connections that people have. Like, and I know that sounds very cringe. I know, but like, if you watch something that you really enjoy, like, I think about like the Clockwork Orange. I think about a lot of Kubrick films, to be honest, and I think of Yorgos Lanthimos film. All this stuff, all these stories, all these video games are like a lot of like No More Heroes, all this stuff. These stories do kind of resonate with me because I enjoy what was put into them, and that does have some weight. Like in Travis Strikes Again, there's a portion in that game where you see like this like small cramped room, and a lot of people can kind of look at that as Suda just kind of like referencing his like earlier career where he used to work at a as a grave digger, I think. He worked at a cemetery. And from there he went to game development, all this stuff, and it just you kind of see that from there, just this like very niche room almost. Whatever. I mean, this is a very like dumb thing, but then you also see this discussion of game development in Travis Strikes Again with oh my god, what's her name? Can't remember her name, but she made a game, and then all this other stuff that was being controlled by the government or whatever. Which a lot of people can say that, oh, this is like when you worked with EA on Shadows of the Damned, and he was forced to change the game completely to be something else completely. All this kind of stuff, and that is kind of like important to some people, and that might be something that can help them understand something that they're going through, maybe, or that they can relate with. I mean, all this stuff is stuff that is that's up to the individual at the end of the day, and this is all case by case. But it's like that's why people like engage with this media. If I heard something, whatever, you know what I mean? I think it was maybe the chair, whatever.
In free time for entertainment, but I think that's the problem. Is in the modern world, a lot of things that used to be for your free time now just become for all of your time, right? How many people get so immersed into game universes?
But he says this as if this is new. People are doing that with books. They're reading books. Why do you think books is such a long-standing medium? It's the oldest medium to man, next to art, like paintings and shit, because it's been around and people get immersed in stories. Okay.
Show universes, movie cinematic universes, that this is like the end all be all of who they are now. Dude, it's supposed to be something that you spend your free time on and then you move back.
Dude, this is so lame. So lame to hear from him. Because this dude has fucking goal like events themed around games and all this other stuff. Fallout Mania. Oh man, we're gonna do Fallout 4 because of the TV show. This dude is so lame.
Your real life. Not that this is the consumption of your entire real life. If you have time to microanalyze every frame of the Fallout TV show and you think that it's important, perhaps you should reevaluate your real life. There's other things going on.
This dude is like really looking at other people and assuming that they're spending all their life into something that they enjoy. But it's like, it's rich coming from him. Because this dude's entire job is video games. Video games. Video games. And he talks about the story. Oh, this is I get story, man. He loves God of War, the new ones, because of the story and all this other dumb shit. And this dude is telling you that you have no life if you gave a little bit more of a fuck than Phil about what you're, like, engaging with. Like, dude, come on.
You can watch the show and enjoy it for what it is and not freak out at a lore error. But again, what happened is now we have all these online communities. And these online communities have almost like...
Again, it's this dude literally was talking about how Batman the Animated Series was so good because it took the viewer seriously and you can like learn stuff from the show. It has cool mature storylines and all this other shit. And then when people are like, yeah, okay, and then they do that with other stuff, that's crazy apparently. Are you crazy for thinking that about Batman the Animated Series, Philip?
Nurtured the growth of this mentality that this should now be how you are. You should be obsessive over. I mean, Fallout TV show is not the first time this has happened.
But the thing is, like, he's conflating this with like networks trying to make universes, cinematic universes, and that's completely different. A lot of like stories that I enjoy, for example, have endings. They're wrapped up and they are finished. You know, maybe they have other like entries in the series in general, but like, you know, you're not seeing Kill La Kill season 2 or whatever. You know, that's one season. What recently finished as well, like Brand New Animal doesn't have any more seasons. Like a lot of Studio Trigger shows, for example, don't continue. They have endpoints. You know, latest they have Delicious in Dungeon. That the manga recently finished, I think. So that's gonna finish. Little Witch Academia has an endpoint, and I like that, and I like looking at the show, and I like seeing a lot of the stuff that maybe went over my head the first time I watched it. All this other stuff that goes on. House doesn't have another entry. That wrapped up. All this stuff. And he's like talking as if like it's all the same thing, as all similar to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where the entire point is to keep you invested in this grand scheme universe, which I don't think is sustainable anymore in any medium. And I think you're going to start seeing a more push for just smaller contained stories. I think that's also why The Mandalorian at first was successful, was because people thought it was it was going to be a very singular show. Then it did what it did, and now who cares? Who cares for that?
Star Wars and Star Trek have been like this for the longest time. Okay, they really have. They were almost like the originators of this kind of behavior. Okay, and then you could argue, like, remember how people used to obsess over The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones? It's kind of the same thing, you see? So, I get it. If you're a huge, hardcore fan of Fallout, and now you're watching the TV show and there's all these changes, you're like, well, I hate this. I got you. I kind of agree with you there. But there's really one person to be mad at, and his name is Todd Howard.
Oh,
Todd Howard.
I'm confused. This dude went from saying people should not take it seriously and shouldn't be mad, and then ends with, you should be mad at Todd Howard. What? Oh my god, dude, just don't make these discussions. Don't talk about this ever again.
Everything up. He didn't make any Fallout games that were worth playing. He screwed the lore up with 76 to begin with, and now he's got this show going on, and he's saying it's canon. All Todd Howard had to do is say the show is its own entity, separate from the games. He didn't do that. He says it's canon.
Yeah, because a lot of these adaptations want you to watch them. Like that's why like a lot of these tie-ins and adaptations or whatever the fuck, spin-offs, whatever, they always want to make it seem important. Like for example, I'm gonna bring up Korra again. Why not? They had a video game that Platinum Games worked on. This is to me, in my opinion, very obvious that Platinum Games just did this just to keep the lights on. They just did this just to fund something else probably. But they did that game, and a lot of the marketing was, oh, this game is gonna be very good for Korra fans. It takes place between book 3 and book 4, and you're gonna like really love it. And then you play it, and it's like the most like inconsequential story. No, was it between? No, I think it was between 2 and 3. Yeah, two and 3. And it's like this is the most inconsequential story you could ever have it was meaningless. It meant nothing. It was a waste of time, and it was just like the gameplay was okay. It was very average for a platinum game. Maybe even mediocre even. But again, it was a game that was like very clear that they just did it just to fund something else. This was also during a time where they did a lot of licensed games like Transformers, Godzilla. I think they did a Godzilla game, and these were obvious things like we're doing this just to fund something else. So that's how I took it. That's why I didn't really care that much that it was not that good. It was probably their better licensed games in my opinion, but it probably needed more time, and I kind of feel like Viacom probably did not give them the time.
So it's on him, right?
Right?
But instead, what I'm seeing, it's this weird idol worship of Todd Howard. Like, oh well, he's infallible, so obviously there's things wrong with the show or whatever. It's like, no, there's nothing wrong with the show. The show is fine.
If you're idol worshiping Todd Howard, for example, wouldn't you argue? Wouldn't you say there's nothing wrong with the show? This dude says every day how people are such fanboys for something they can't criticize it. People are now criticizing it, and now they're being told that they're fanboys because they idol Todd Howard and they're criticizing it. But also, you should be mad at Todd Howard. But if you're mad at Todd Howard, you're crazy. This dude is like. This is kind of why I kind of wish he explained what oneminuteman wrote, because this kind of sounds like he's trying to criticize what oneminuteman is saying, but at the same time he doesn't want to piss him off, so he's trying to do what he did with the Vidar Viking and Kiwi Farms incident, where he didn't want to take a side. He didn't want to say he condones or is against Vidar Viking, but he also doesn't want to say he's for it either. Like, he doesn't want to say either way. So he says to Kiwi Farms, I don't agree with what Vidar did. But then when Vidar was like, no, Phil, you should agree with me. He's like, no, look, Vidar, I need to say that so that you can calm down, okay? You need to calm down, man. I think they're crazy, but it's okay. And it's like, what are you doing? And that's what this comes off as. It's that kind of thing where he wants to tell oneminuteman to calm down, but also wants to go off on him at the same time. And like, you can't do that. Stand your ground, dude. Like, I know a lot. Like, when I did a Stellar Blade video, I wasn't sure if like how it was gonna take, because I don't fully believe that Sony's going around forcing developers to censor, but at the same time, there's no evidence of that either. So I can't really sit there and say that that they're not, or they are, or they aren't, or whatever. If you think they are, that's what they think, and that's fine. And I could see why. I just don't think that they're doing it. I don't think we're ever gonna know why Stellar Blade was really censored. But at the end of the day, people have the right to complain about it. Whatever, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit there and argue with people and try to tell them to change how they think. I used to do that, years ago, and it's like, you know what? I don't need to convince people to agree with me. I'll just agree with myself and stand by what I believe in. And if they don't agree with me, that's fine. I'll let them think what they want. I'm not gonna thought police them. I'm just gonna go about my life thinking what I want to believe in, because I know what I believe in, and that's all that matters to me. And if you'll agree with me, that's up to them, whatever. But this dude wants everyone to he's afraid to do that. He's afraid to stand his ground because he wants to please everyone. He doesn't want to side completely with liberal mentality, because then the people in his audience that might be on the right might be mad. So he won't go all the way to the left, but he also won't go all the way to the right to piss off, because he's afraid of the woke mob is gonna kill him. But it's like, just be honest. I don't think I think he's a centrist in the way that he only cares about stuff that directly affect him. Like, he's not gonna give a fuck about transgender bathrooms or whatever the fuck, or abortions or whatever, because he's not gonna get one. I mean, he can't get an abortion. He's a man, so he doesn't have to worry about it. It's not gonna affect him. whatever. He's not gonna have sex with cats, so he doesn't has nothing to worry about. So he doesn't have to worry about that. He doesn't care. Doesn't affect him. But if there's a bill that's like, we're gonna ban DoorDash and DoorDash will be banned, he's gonna go on his little podcast and say that this needs to be stopped. We need to allow DoorDash to continue operation. If they ban WWE champions, he's gonna stand up and say, I oppose the law. We need to defend WWE champions for everyone's right to get the Hogan. But if it's like something that he doesn't give a fuck about, he's not gonna care.
It's the person who's in charge of everything. The guy who's supposed to be steering that Fallout ship, who really is screwing everything up for everybody. You know, I totally get that people would be upset if something that's so beloved to you has its lore changed. Same thing happened again. Star Trek, Star Wars. This happens all the time. This is a common thing that happens in pop culture. But at one point, you have to throw your hands up and say, it's just a TV show. It's just a game.
Yeah, at the end of the day, a lot of these people do that. It's like he's acting as if everyone's this violent, passionate person about what they like, which isn't what they're talking about.
Not that serious.
Whatever.
I love it, but obviously the people who are in charge don't care as much as me. So therefore, either you accept the changes and you say, okay, they're there, whatever. Either I accept them or you move on, right? One or the other. But again, what the internet has done, they've created this culture of obsession around it.
Oh,
correct?
the internet and allowing people to share their thoughts. What a terrible thing, right?
Now, it's
Correct.
okay to obsess on it. It's okay to microanalyze every frame. There will be people who, no exaggeration, off of the Fallout TV show will have a year of content. You know what? I just fell down the rabbit hole of this with Dark Souls because I
Oh my
watched a couple
God.
more videos about Elden Ring when I was going to get back into my second run here.
Why?
watched
Why?
a couple-
Why? I thought you played for fun. Why are you looking at lore videos? Huh?
More videos about Elden Ring, trying to understand things about Moog and things like that. And after I watched just a couple of videos, of course, now my entire YouTube feed is now videos about Elden Ring, Dark Souls lore, secrets.
Oh my
I'm looking at, like,
God.
dude, there's thousands of these videos, and all of them have no exaggeration, hundreds of thousands of views.
Dude, it's
I'm looking at
it's
it
just
like,
an
but
algorithm.
I like Dark Souls. I like
Dude,
Elden Ring.
these are just saying this because the algorithm is pushing it for him to see, because that's just how it works. Yeah, it could be annoying, but you know, are you really gonna blame people for how an algorithm works?
Would I sit there all fucking day watching these videos that just micro pick apart every piece of the game?
Dude, I watched one. There's like one playlist. Man, I think it's like Wooly. He did a whole like lore video. He did it on Guilty Gear, and it's a good playlist. I watched it just to like listen to the story of Guilty Gear, and I enjoy listening to it. It was actually really interesting. Does that and you know, does that mean I'm a crazy person? No. The only thing that gets me on that I don't understand how, but I started getting a lot of YouTube shorts pushed to me that was like dumb shit about anime that I didn't even care. Like, can Izuku from My Hero Academia beat up Bleach guy? Can this happen? When Ichigo does this, what really happens? The top 5 things you may not have noticed in Bleach. 1, Bleach is a show. I don't know, like shit like that. Like, and it's like I don't watch this. Why is this being recommended to me? Like I also think about this one video, this one short that came up that was about Avatar, and it's like, okay, what's this? I just wanted to watch one, and it was just like full of like the most basic understanding, and it was spoken as if it was really deep, and it's like, okay, sure, yeah, this is very, very deep. Whatever.
I don't think Miyazaki himself picked apart his games like these people do in these videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild how people get that crazy for something. I think
this is also coming from a guy that brags about he understood the story of Death Stranding. What's the ending, Phil? Explain the ending. What did the ending mean to you?
at some point, and this is my take, and you can just
Oh, it means connections, and we team up together. Okay,
back up and disagree with me.
Back
That's
up.
fine.
that's
Everyone
fine.
agree to disagree. That's the beautiful thing about the internet, is that everyone has a different opinion. In my opinion, I'm a variety guy, right?
Variety
I like
guy.
Fallout, but I also like Elden Ring, but I also like Street Fighter. So for me, I'm not going to get hyper immersed in one universe. Why? Because when something like the Fallout TV show comes along, changes the lore, that way I don't have to lose my mind. Because if I don't like it, I don't have to watch it. I can ignore it. And if it changes the lore of the games and the games later on are ruined, I'm playing a million other things anyway. I'm good. I don't need to be hyper immersed in one thing.
Oh man,
many people
this is lame.
are-
So just because other things exist, who cares about this thing? With that logic, I mean, you could just say that about anything. Everything can get ruined with this logic. I mean, I kind of get in the sense that, like, sure, it's, you know, things change and you can move on. Like, I've seen people say about The Office, for example, like, you know, I've seen people only watch the first 3 seasons and stop there and said that's all I need. I don't need to watch the other seasons because they're not that funny. So I'm sticking with this and that's it. Like, you can do that and that's fine. But that doesn't. But again, like, if you really like the lore, you're just making a criticism that this sucks or whatever. Like, okay.
getting so hyper focused on like one thing of these games, and that's just my thing, man. I'm the lore master of FromSoft. I'm the fucking Fallout fanatic. I'm the crazy Trekkie, right? Which it used to be, and I don't think it's very healthy. Maybe you disagree with me, and again, you have the right to.
Man.
But to me, from my perspective, it's not healthy to be obsessed with pop
This is
culture
like
stuff.
this is like me if I did a podcast and I just ranted about Twitter discourse. Like, I've seen a lot of crazy discourse that's just like, I don't need to see it on my timeline. Like, I'm not like, you know, recently there was Naruto discourse in Persona 4 and it's like, you know, I'm not gonna, like, you know, say anything. I'm just tired of listening to it because it's like the same shit. I don't think Persona 4 is that great anyway, so, you know, it's already starting from a bad opinion from me, so it's like I don't need to talk about it. But it's like, man, I see this, and then it starts seeping into Guilty Gear. And it's like, I don't need. Now I'm done. I don't need. Because I can tolerate one of them. I can tolerate Bridget discourse. I can tolerate Naruto discourse on their own. Fine. But then when people started to bridge them together, I need to go away. It's like I need to just, you know, turn off. That's why I said in the last video. I wish I remember the extension. I think it's called like I don't remember. Damn it! Again, if I remember, I'll put it in the description. It's a great addition to my browser where it gets rid of all the trending topics on Twitter, so I don't have to look at them at all anymore, and they don't have to think about them. But when I get to my iPad or my phone, unfortunately, I see the discourse, and it's like, why do I have to see this? Why do I have to see this, man? So again, on the browser, get that extension. You don't have to see fucking Twitter trends. It's great. It's like freedom, mental freedom.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So now anyway, 1 Minute Man did another tip, and he's talking about different actors.
Oh my god, I don't want to listen to the actor stuff. He's gonna talk about Michael Rapaport. That's a funny name. And like, oh, it's about woke shit. Like, oh, why did they cast him if they knew that he was a guy that's very political online? But it's like, you know, whatever. You know, people can get jobs anyway. Whatever. I don't care. I didn't know about Michael Rapaport until I looked him up, and I was like, oh man, this guy, man, he definitely has opinions.
Stuff. And I was not going to read. Would I ever do political?
But now we are going to the last reference of 1 Minute Man.
Because your full message. So basically, 1 Minute Man tipped me $10 and wants to know why I didn't read his whole message yesterday. 1 Minute Man is very simple. Because your full message yesterday had a political stuff in it. That's why. And as you know, this is not DSP politics. I have no intention of starting DSP politics.
By the way, what's funny about 1 Minute Man asking this, the thing is, DSP literally went out of his way to read everything 1 Minute Man used to say. 1 Minute Man would say a lot in a tip, and DSP would read it. He would read it no matter what. And then, like, suddenly he gave him the same treatment as everyone else. It's really funny, right? Correct?
I don't want to start DSP politics at all. At this point, I've talked about it that in the future, perhaps I would. And of course, there's been a big debate about would I ever do political content. Literally, the second half of one of your tips yesterday was 100% white hot political contentious
White
stuff.
hat.
And I was not going to read that. Like I talked about all the stuff you talked about Fallout, right? And we talked about the actors and everything. But I was not going to be doing political stuff. And by the way, it's not you. I do that with everyone. There's a lot of people that try to stir this stream.
Yeah, but the problem, Phil, is that you literally went out of your way to read all his tips in the past, and then One Minute Man started getting a little ego because, again, we went through all of the Pig Big Go stuff, and it's like a mountain of references of One Minute Man and how he talked about him, and suddenly he's like, "Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna treat you like everyone else." Like, dude, you gave him like such special treatment throughout the years, and it's like inconsequential special treatment, by the way. It's not like he rolled a red carpet for him, but it was like really weird, really bizarre
towards political things, and I refuse to do it. I have a right to decide what I want to do in my content. This is a gaming channel. This is meant to be.
But also, the thing is, what's funny about this to me is that he does this to everyone else, and One Minute Man didn't think to himself, this could happen to me, man. Maybe he won't read one of my tips if he doesn't agree with it or whatever the fuck. I mean, because DSP technically, guys, DSP is right. He technically is right when he doesn't have to read everyone's tips or whatever, I guess. I mean, you know, it's his stream, man, you know what I mean? But it says a lot, in my opinion, about the quality of the viewer he gets. Which is really funny because he used to, like, criticize other streamers for having not a low quality viewers. But the kind of viewers that he gets are all these people who want DSP's attention and want to be treated differently. And One Minute Man is no different, apparently.
Culture and gaming and stuff like that. You know, it's not meant to be political content in any way, shape, or form. Not for now. Every once in a while, we get a story that crosses the borders. For example, the TikTok story, that's pop culture, that's social media, that does involve gaming to some extent. It involves a lot of things. That's a story that's worth talking about. But some of the stuff that you said yesterday in one of the tips literally went to the point where it had nothing to do with the subject matter. It was 100% political. And I was like, I'm not going there because all it's going to do is cause problems. The same reason we don't have major religious discussions in my content. I've always had that policy that politics and religion are kind of off the table.
Kinda?
Unless it is highly involved or ingrained in something to having to do with gameplay.
But this is, like, very, like, subjective, I guess. Because what if someone plays the game and they pick up on maybe this could be religious tones, and then someone else doesn't pick up on that? What about that then, Phil? Huh?
Right? If we're playing a game and politics is part of the subject matter, that's one thing. If we're playing a game and religion is part of the subject matter, that's one thing. But I don't want to be talking about these hotbed political issues in my content whatsoever at all.
You know, it's funny. Everyone, like, you know, if he's gonna do a political channel, everyone already knows it's gonna be culture war, grifting, bullshit. Sure, like everyone else does on YouTube, pretty much. But I just think I think the way he's gonna do it is gonna be so funny. It's gonna be like a deer in headlights doing it. He's just gonna be scared. Every video, he's gonna be like, well, you see, some people are wokeified, but then but it's not woke. And I agree that women should have the right to be on TV, but then, like, you know, it might be forcing an agenda down our throats. Like, what are we doing then? Like, it will be very funny. I kind of went for the same, like, thing everyone else went through, where it's like, oh, you shouldn't do it. But now I want him to do it. I don't give a fuck what he believes. He could sit there and say he wants the minimum wage to go up. He wants all this liberal nonsense. And even then, I just know he doesn't truly believe that. He'll only say that for appearances. But then when they do that, and like something else happens because of that, he's gonna say, you know what? Fuck that. They should change management. I don't know. Like, it's gonna be nonsense. Because he has very weird, like, stances. Again, as I said earlier, the only politics I think he has are stuff that affects him are bad. It affects him positively, good. If it doesn't affect him, who cares? That's his belief system. Because he's gonna fence it all these other meaningful legislations that's gonna come through the pipeline. Like, if there's a law that's gonna ban same-sex marriage, let's say, as an example, he's gonna fence it. He's like, well, some people say it's against their religion to do it, but other people say, well, those people don't have to go to the church to see them get married. And like, I get that, and everyone should have the right to do that, and all this stuff, but, like, is it? Maybe, I don't know, but, like, it's kind of crazy, man. But I think since we already made it legalized, we shouldn't make it illegal. We already hashed this out, man. And it's gonna be shit like that, or whatever. Anything that's meaningful legislation that might affect a marginalized community, he's just gonna sit there and fence it and say, "Well, we should understand both sides, man," and that's it. But if it's like we're gonna ban WWE champions, you cannot download the game anymore, and it won't be functional anymore, he's gonna stand up and fight for his right to open that app. But like anything else, he's just gonna fence it or do whatever. So that's his politics channel in a nutshell. Because you see that with his woke debates every time. Oh, what do you think of this character that's liberal agenda? Well, I could see it's an agenda. I could see them pushing it, but like I also think that they should also exist. And it's like okay, like why not just say you think that they should exist and that it's fine? I don't know, like whatever.
All right. And
All right.
it's that simple. All right. And quite frankly, I don't feel like I should have to be pressured to bring stuff up in my content for risk that someone would withdraw support or something. You know what I'm saying?
But the other thing is, it's a little disingenuous because he reads these little tips. Let's what? Fuck it. We're just gonna watch this whole thing. Let's listen to this.
I'm gonna read this. Hold on. This I can read word for word because the other one he was like he went really long and I don't want to read a giant paragraph. But this one, he's talking.
It was really long. Didn't want to read a paragraph. But let's read the other one. He tells us later in the next day he didn't want to read it because it was political. Why didn't he say that then? Why did he say, "Oh, okay, 1 minute, man. I see what you're saying, but like, I'm not running a political channel right now. I appreciate what you wrote, and you're cool, and I love you, but I'm not reading that. Okay, correct?"
Specifically about the actor choices on the show. There's another $10 tip. He says, Walter Goggins is a great choice for the part like this, as in M. Emerson. Kevin McLaughlin seems to have lost his screen presence. You know what I think it is? Kevin
Oh
McLaughlin,
my god, dude.
who
They just couldn't
normally
afford him.
completely dominates the screen in Twin Peaks, and this he wasn't meant to. Like, he was meant to just be a supporting character. And they
Okay.
didn't give him a lot to say. That's really what I.
Why would they
kinda
give
threw
him
me
a
for
lot to
loop.
say?
He's the overseer, right? And you would think that he'd be like a key part of the plot, and he seems like he's just swept to the background and supporting character, and that's weird for me, having seen Twin Peaks and knowing what a great lead actor.
Because
he
he's
can be,
the bait
to
you
him
to
just
see
be a
season
supporting character
2.
in the
Oh my
background,
god.
even though he kind of is one of the evil kind of masterminds or whatever, it was weird. Ella Purnell as Lucy is too nice and too likable. Like a sweet puppy in the wilderness, the character should be more gritty. Well, I think that was the point.
Oh my god, 1 minute man.
That was the point of her.
Okay, when I kind of watch this segment, I think 1 minute man might have questionable media literacy. Questionable. Because, dude, of course, he's gonna start off the show like a naive character. I just think like the tone of the show is a little whack, because I don't think Fallout is that goofy. I think the comedy is more in the background of it, not in the character interactions. But even that aside, it's like, yeah, she starts off naive and trusting, and then she grows into what she ends up with. Like, how do you not get that development? Like, come on, 1 minute man, open your eyes.
Character until the end. Take a look at how she is at the end of the series.
Like, the fact
Okay?
DSP's
I think
explaining
was her
that,
character arc.
like the fact DSP's explaining that character arc to 1 minute man says a lot. Like, I'm impressed DSP picked up on that. But I mean, it is a very very obviously, and maybe that's why they made the tone the way it is, so people like DSP can understand it.
Now in season 2, she's going to be totally different. He says she's totally tough and she can kick ass. Oh wait, I think I skipped a young Cote de Pablo. I don't know what that means. I don't know who that is. He says, I agree with you with the Marco Rappaport cameo. It's a very odd choice in a show like this because his public views, as you mentioned, he's wrong for the show. I understand that you're shocked. There's one specific reason. He's the most obvious flipping bird to the people who are deep in the lore of Fallout, and no one notices. That tells you all you need to know about the showrunners. I don't understand that. The reason people don't like Michael Rappaport is because
I'm confused. What did 1 minute man say?
Bird to the people who are deep in the
It's a what?
cameo. It's a very odd choice in a show like this because his public views, as you mentioned, he's wrong for the show.
I got that part because I mean he has a lot of opinions apparently on Twitter.
That you're shocked.
Okay.
There's one specific reason. He's the most obvious flipping bird to the
flipping bird
deep in the lore of
to the lore people.
Lore of Fallout, and no one notices that.
No one notices. How is he the flipping bird of the lore and no one noticed? Like I don't know. I don't play Fallout. I don't know.
All you need to know about the showrunners. I don't understand that.
And it tells you all you need. I don't understand. I don't know.
The reason people don't like Michael
I'm
Rappaport
confused.
is because he's been very vocal about politics. Okay? He's
I mean,
a New York City actor.
whatever.
He's got the
Okay.
New York City accent. He's been in a ton of TV shows and movies, but he's very, very vocal about politics. And people
What
don't
is
like
politics?
that. They
Phil,
prefer that
tell us his
actors kinda are
politics.
quiet about politics, and especially because he's not in line with the left-wing politics that a lot of Hollywood is. That's why a lot of people don't like him. So to see him in a show like Fallout, whoa, what a selection.
Dude, okay.
He's definitely not
I'm
in
tired
line
of
with
hearing
Hollywood.
this. I
Like,
mean,
he's
Jerry
almost
Seinfeld still has,
anti-establishment,
he has a new show
And
out
then to
called
see him get
Flakes
cast in a
or
ginormous
Pop
Hollywood
Tarts.
show
I don't
like this
know.
is kind of a weird choice.
I'm sure everyone loves it. It has Amy Schumer, everyone's favorite comedian. Jerry Seinfeld and Amy
Okay.
Schumer. Oh boy. A match made
then we got one
in
final tip.
in pudding.
A
I guess, I
$5
don't know.
tip. In conclusion, the showrunners found the perfect balance for changing the canon and turning it into a soap opera set in the world of Fallout. Of course, it can still be entertaining, but now it's a new concept. In the vein of what they did with Star Wars, saying the Force is female.
Huh?
Did they do that?
Oh my god. This Force is female thing, I think this is a shit post. You know, I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna just do some research. I'm gonna just Google it. Where did Force is female originate? The t-shirts were part of the marketing campaign by Nike. They had nothing to do with Star Wars. Debunked. They were part of a campaign to get more women to wear Air Force One shoes. Probably the greatest athletic sneaker ever made. The truth is that the picture was taken at the Archer Film Festival. So, this... Wow! That makes it that makes it funnier to me. Because the fact that it was just a stupid marketing gimmick, and it got to the point, because I saw this being shitposted from all these grifters, and I just, I did not care, because it's like, Star Wars is fucking Star Wars, I don't give a fuck anymore, and I just saw that, I was like, wow, this is what they're getting mad about. Yeah, the Force is female, baby, whatever. And reading this, it's so fucking pathetic. It's so pathetic. It's a marketing campaign from Nike, and this is what One Minute Man had to say about that, and they got him to ask this. Oh my! Give him this face. Oh my god! You know what? I'm glad people got upset over this, so we can have this. You know what? I'm glad. This is the only gold dust I'm getting from this culture war grift. These kind of reactions from DSP. You know, I'm just glad. I'm just glad. Let's hear it again.
Opera set in the world of Fallout. Of course, it can still be entertaining, but now it's a new concept. In the vein of what they did with Star Wars, saying the Force is female.
It's a new, listen to that stupidity out of that sentence. So the show exists. It's a soap opera, just like a marketing campaign. What? I mean, I guess maybe you could argue, well, they're using it to market Fallout or whatever, but that's like a TV show is inevitable anyway from a profitable franchise like Fallout. I mean, come on. That's such a stupid fucking correlation, but it got us the most confused little piggy I've ever seen.
Did they do that? I missed that.
Did they do that? Did they do that, guys?
They say that in the last Star Wars movie. I didn't see the last.
Yes, I loved it when Rey was going against Sith Man, Emperor Palpatine guy. Before she stabbed him in the fucking head, she was like, "Bitch, the Force is female." Stabbed him, and then he died. And then Finn came by and said, "Good job, Rey. We all agree." And then they all sucked each other's dicks. There you go.
Star Wars movie, so I would have missed that if they did that. They're smart enough not to make the same mistake as, I don't know what that KK is. I don't know what KK stands
KK.
for. And to say out loud what they're planning, the show has several flashbacks. And he's talking about Ray with an evil father.
What?
Finn had an armored soldier.
Oh,
The show
oh,
has
KK is Kathleen Kennedy.
several flashbacks. The same mistake as, I missed that. Did they say that in the last Star Wars
Oh
movie?
my
I didn't see
God.
the last Star Wars.
He's gonna get gaslit because I can see him going on a rant about Star Wars and then say, "Yes, Earth sucks now." You know, in the last movie, apparently they said the Force was female, which is like the fact that that could be a very real thing is so wild to me. It really is like the dangers of culture war. This could be you if you're not vigilant. You'll end up like him, where you'll think nonsense.
Wars movie, so I would have missed that if they did that. They're smart enough not to make the same mistake as, I don't know what that KK is. I don't know what KK stands for. And to say out loud what they're planning, the show has several flashbacks. And he's talking about Ray with an evil father.
Evil
Finn had an
father.
armored soldier.
What?
He's making all kinds of crazy attachments. Oh my
Crazy.
God, I'm so confused. He's literally talking about Star Wars and Fallout in the same sentences. It's confusing me.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm confused too. I mean, he
He's
started.
a scene with a prank.
I just love it. Started off with the first stream, like gave us the most confused look, and it never recovered. It after that, the statement never recovered. It never recovers.
Woman taking a fork in her eye and then firing an SMG reminds him of Bill Duke in Predator 1987. What? Really? I think in truth,
Oh my God.
you may have something there. I think that a lot of modern media
I don't know.
has a lot of references to old
I don't know.
media.
This seemed insane. This seemed like like one minute was like going crazy. Like maybe he was sleep deprived. Maybe he just typed it as he was going to sleep, and he wasn't like, I don't know. Maybe he was like holding it in, and he just want to get his point out very quickly.
I do believe that. I think that a lot of modern media has scenes that are reminiscent of things you've seen in classic media. In a lot of cases, no one notices because the classic media. How many of the younger people who are going to see this show were going to...
Oh my
That
God.
was a deep dive into lore that confused me. Thank you for the tips, 1 Minute Man, as always.
That was a mess because that other thing was just a completely separate thing to saying, oh, this reminded me of this other scene from a movie. And thought that's okay, whatever. The Force is female. Did they say that? That might be my favorite segment in that whole tip. That was my favorite part. And I'm glad I looked it up because now I know the context. It was just a marketing campaign. That was just like from nothing.
I appreciate your support every single day. I really do. I mean, you're here almost every day contributing. And the last few months, out of nowhere, right? Ever since I started playing Baldur's Gate 3, you become more and more vocal.
He talked before that, I think, as well. It wasn't Baldur's Gate 3. I think it started before that too.
About Baldur's Gate and other gaming topics and things like that. And that's fine. And I appreciate that. It's good. It adds content to the podcast, discussion, right? But when it gets to the point where now people want to guide my streaming directions I don't want to go, that's where I draw the line. You know, we're going to talk about Fallout 3. We're going to talk about, is it woke? That's fine. But you want to talk about other things that are political things?
Yeah, but he was talking about, is it woke? And you shot it down. Why didn't you talk about it then, stupid?
Going to do that. All right. And I have the right to make that decision. All right. And if you respect that, great. And if you don't respect it, I can't make you respect it. Right. There's nothing I can do about that. But I'm not going to have my business and my streams and my content pulled in that direction, especially when I feel like long term, for now, it would be more harmful than helpful. Like I was saying,
yeah,
I
maybe
feel like eventually,
maybe what it is, 1 Minute Man's waiting for the political channel to tip again. Once he does it, 1 Minute Man will come back and be all part of it.
as I get older, okay, as I get older, I definitely know that we're probably going to start doing stuff that's not.
I think at most, DSP is going to end up like the Corridor Man, where You know, the people on the right are not gonna like Quarterman because Quarterman is the Quarterman, and then people on the left will also dislike the Quarterman because you know it's the Quarterman. So these people will just be with him. He'll be on the same level where no one will like his takes.
Gaming. But I don't think we're ready to do it yet. Reason being, right now, look how contentious the United States is, right? Right
He won't
now,
do it now because it's the middle of the year. Oh my god. Oh man, this is definitely gonna be a thumbnail. When one min-man stops tipping. But yeah, he doesn't want to do it because he wants to wait until next year, so he can start a new year with a new channel because he likes that routine, man.
some of these hotbed political issues, people are going crazy with this upcoming election. And it's like, if you're not on one side or the other,
Oh my god,
people will hate you for not being in line with their
dude!
agreements,
Because like
correct?
the president is like an important office in the government that can like do shit. Of course we're gonna care. Look how Trump ran the country. Look how Biden ran the country. You think people are not gonna give a fuck who gets back into the White House? Come on.
Or their agreements, excuse me, in line with their beliefs is what I meant to say. If you're not agreeing with their thought process on a political issue, they end up hating your guts, right? So imagine now, right? We're talking about the
That
Fallout
just
TV
happens.
show.
I mean, not everyone will hate you or whatever. I mean, some people might look past it. Some people may just disagree with whatever. I mean, everyone reacts to shit differently, you know. But you know, at the end of the day, you're just gonna have to understand. You're gonna have to agree that maybe it's time to take a stand.
And all of a sudden,
for what you
halfway
believe
through your
in.
tip that was talking about that, you brought
Whatever.
another political issue up in it. And now if I start talking about
And
it,
the thing is, like, and if you don't want to talk about it, then don't talk about it. But this dude cannot be saying this shit and then say, I want to do a political channel. If this is a concern, then don't do it. Like, that's what's so stupid about this political channel. He's gonna open it, and then he's gonna be mad when people don't agree with him, then he's gonna say that people liked it at the beginning of it. It's gonna be what DSP Reacts became, where it's just gonna be a thing that we're doing it because he can't stop doing it because it's so ingrained in the content. Like, I don't think that DSP versus the internet thing is gonna go away just because it had a slow stream. Like, I'd be impressed if it did. Because that's a whole reason to become a member of that channel. So there's no way he's gonna not do it.
someone hears it, oh my God, what's Phil's stance on that? Oh, I don't agree with that. Well, I'll never watch Phil's content ever again. It's just sad because I feel like it's a big vein of immaturity in the United States. You should
And then
be
he tells
able
one midman
to
to be
talk
he's immature.
about politics or religion or
Yeah,
something else.
but it also goes both ways because it's also immature to say what you're thinking and then just saying that it's the right way or being mad that other people disagree with it. It's more mature to just sit there and say, I believe in this. And then if someone says I disagree, to be like, okay, well, you know, I don't know what to say. You know, I think this is the case. I think it, you know, like, I know people don't agree that you know, we should put taxes into healthcare or you know, or we should have healthcare for all or whatever. But it's like, but I always argue, look, I would much rather have our tax dollars go to that than go funding a war I don't agree with or anything else. I think we should have a system where you know, our taxes go back into to civil use, like healthcare, infrastructure, education, all these things, because I do think this is important. I do think the minimum wage should be enough to at least cover the essentials to survive, like to at least be able to pay an apartment or whatever, you know, something instead of it where it is. But I understand there's a lot of ramifications that go along with it. But this is something that I do believe in. Now, do I know the answer? No, I'm not a fucking politician, and that's why I'm not running for office. I just think that should be something that they should figure out and they should find a solution to. And if people disagree, that they disagree with that. I'm not gonna, you know, sit there and think any less or anything. I that's just how I view how things should be. But it is what it is. You know, what can I do? You know what I mean?
And not just upset someone because they're not in agreement with you. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. Sadly, in our country, specifically right now, people have been saying we are some of the most.
And like that's why I kind of also like joke about being a libtard sometimes. Yeah, I understand that a lot of my beliefs are liberal, and that's fine. You know, it is what it is. Maybe I am a liberal man, but You know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna force you to believe what I believe in. What am I, a fucking cult leader? Come on.
We've ever been.
The only thing I
Right?
want to
So if
force
I'm
people
talking
to
about Fallout
enjoy
3, whether I think
is
it's
like
woke or not, people should be able to just
good
respect
shit,
that and
like
not freak
G
out about it.
Gundam.
But I know for a fact people did freak out about what I said.
Dizzy
Some people, like
being
there
a
was one
cool
guy in the
character
comments
design.
in the videos going crazy. Oh my god, yo, it is woke, and here's why. Blah, blah. It's like, dude, it's just a show.
I read
know,
that comment, and it is wild. One of the comments I read, it said like, "Oh, this show Fallout says white people are bad, white men bad," and I'm just reading them like, you realize that a black woman came up with the idea to nuke ourselves. Like she said, like, why don't we launch the nukes? And I'm saying like, how is that saying white man bad when a white person did not come up with that conclusion? Like it's just a wild comment.
Just a show.
It's
not
just a
that big of
show.
a deal. We can't be bringing this kind of stuff into giant contentious arguments every fucking person's channel on YouTube, which is the point. Like I've always liked the fact that here on DSP Gaming, you can escape that kind of drama content on the internet. Right?
Unless he has bills to pay.
Of YouTube channels on this internet, right? We're all across the internet. People want to do this because it's a hot thing and they think they get clickbait views. Literally, that's what people are telling me. You should do DSP politics now because the election's coming up and you're going to get a lot of views. It's like, wait.
A lot of views. He gives
I
the
do
rich
political
voice.
content is because I want to do something that's meaningful to my audience, not because I'm going to get clickbait views, right? But that's how people are.
But this is dumb, though. He's going to open the politics channel and say, this is meaningful. Okay.
They always want to bring that into everything else. I like the fact that when we're here and we're relaxing together, we're having a good time, whether it's on a podcast, whether it's in a video game, whatever it may be, okay? I'm happy to know that this is a place where you can be separated from everything else out there, right? A lot of people told me during all of COVID, they really appreciated that because this was a place where they could hang out and not have to constantly hear about COVID. So now if all you're hearing is politics, this side, that side, this side, that side. The last thing I want to do is make my channel about that, okay? So I hope you understand that answer and respect it. If not, I can't make you. I'm sorry. I need to offend you by not reading your entire message and your
What a
tips
great
yesterday.
apology.
But I did feel like the things you were saying were getting very politically charged, and I was not going to take my content in that direction, nor do I need to. There is no requirement that I'm required to read every single word out of someone's message. All the time I get people who tip, and it's really bad troll messages, and I ignore them. People who try to pull my streaming directions, like Kirk with his tips. Half the time I'm reading half of what he says because it's ridiculous, politically charged, and I'm not going to have that in my gaming content. You understand? Maybe when we get to the politics stuff, if and when we do, which is probably going to be different format. I don't even know how it's going to be. I've thought about it. You know, would it be on YouTube? Probably not. Would it be streamed? I don't know. Would it be just on-demand videos? Maybe.
The videos he's going to make, I don't think he's going to get banned. Okay.
Or his hot topics, make a certain video about each one or something like that. And then people want to get involved with their political stances and stuff. I'm cool. That's the place for it, right? But this is definitely not the place for that kind of discussion. You know what I'm saying? And again, I hope people understand that. I don't want to cause problems in this content or for people who are just, again, it's like my way or the highway. Well, that's not me. I'm the opposite. I'm like, I want to hear everyone's take, and I want to weigh and balance other people's opinions because I feel like that's the best way to go through life at my age, to try to figure stuff out. A lot of the times, maybe there is a level of compromise in these political issues. But the way I see it, now's not the time for politics. Not now. Especially now when things are getting so heated. The last thing I would want to do is get to a point where now people think that even if I come to DSP Gaming, now I got to get inundated with a political discussion on a podcast. No, you don't. And that, So again, apologies if for any offense, if you think that I was actively trying to spurn you by not reading all of your tips. That's not the case. At the same time, if I feel like it's going somewhere I don't want my content to go, I have the right to make that judgment. And nor do I feel like I have to be obligated to do anything because
I guess it's also funny. The other thing I almost forgot to mention, every tip that one man started to give him, he slowly had to stop and pre-read it. Before he would just read it. Now he just pre-reads it.
Okay? So
okay.
I hope you understand, and I hope that makes sense. All right? We can further discuss if you like or whatever. It's always your call, right? Okay. More tips coming in.
All right, I think that's
Let's see here. I received a $3.05 tip.
There's another segment.
I was wondering if you would play Cammy in your style of play. It would be interesting to know.
Where is it?
See, here's the thing. I don't know. Because Cammy and Street Fighter...
I think it's this one. CSP owns the meme.
Well, good morning, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Level 1 Podcast of May 1st, bursting 2024.
That's pretty good. Okay, here we go. 10 minutes. Holy shit.
The hate army troll.
It's the hate army, bro.
Hate army.
Shout
That
out
guy.
to
Dead
hate.
Oh,
Good
no.
vibes to the
Shout
hate
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
Whoops.
Whoops.
How
Haha.
do I feel about big tippers getting upset not being able to control me or the topics I talk about? Listen,
By
it's
the
this
way,
simple.
technically, was 1 Minute Man angry? The tip was, why didn't you read my tip? Correct? That's all he asked. He didn't say, or did he? Now I need to double check. Now I need to know. I don't want to slander 1 Minute Man, obviously. Who would want to do that? You know what I mean? Oh man.
This is 1 Minute Man tipped me $10 and wants to know why I didn't read his whole message yesterday. 1 Minute Man is very simple.
Okay, yeah, he just said, why didn't you read my whole message? He wasn't mad, man.
Okay? The rules apply to everyone. and always have.
Unless he was.
It's never been any different. I've been doing this for 16 years. All right? And not once ever in my 16-year run as a YouTuber have I let someone who contributes control me or my content. All right? If there's topics that I feel are off limits or I don't want to talk about, I'm not going
Except
to
the
talk
time
about.
when Tut made him play Street Fighter V, which he did for 3 hours. He played a game he didn't like for 3 hours, waiting for Tut to show up. But okay.
About them. And if someone gets upset because of that, it's just too bad, you know? It doesn't even matter if it's a detractor, if it's a actual, you know, viewer and fan of my content, if it's one of my biggest supporters ever, it doesn't matter who it is. Everyone has to abide by the same rules, and I retain the control over my content, period. You know, if I don't want to take it in a certain direction that I feel is going to be negative for the channel overall or the stream or the viewers, I will not do that. All right? So it's that simple. And, you know, sometimes it happens where over the years, you get a change in attitudes, you get a change in all kinds of stuff. It's happened many different times over the years if you haven't noticed. It's not just one particular person. So, listen, what it might very well be is that at one point, someone really likes my content, and so they want to support it. But then over a course of several years, maybe they fall out of love with my content, and they don't like it as much, but now they want to participate in a different way. So now they want to stir conversation, whatever it could be. But the truth is, it's never going to change, okay? It's always going to be the same. Nothing is going to change around here, all right? You're not going to see me being completely controlled.
Might be the hat.
By any,
The hat's too tight,
anything,
man.
any force, right? It doesn't matter if it's a particular line of conversation, a question, whatever it may be, right? You know, it just is what it is. That's how I am, too. Like, you know, I'm not going to be favoritistic towards any party or parties because of stuff. You know, I mean, how many times has Kirk asked to be unbanned? And I said, listen, even though you support the streams, I'm not unbanning you. You've violated the rules too many times.
Yeah, but then you tell him to make another account. That's not, like, okay, let's talk about this for a hot minute. He's like, I'm not gonna ban you, Kirk, but you should make an account to come back. But if I know it's you, I'll ban you again. So then what's the point?
If you want to come back as someone else that I don't know it's you, that's one thing. I can't stop you, but I'm absolutely not going to.
This is a weird thing to
unban
say.
you. I'm not having you come back when you've broken the rules so many times and you refuse to change. So that's it, you know? You gotta put your foot down
You
at
didn't
some
need
point,
that
and
part.
that's how it is around
He
here,
could
you know?
just say, I ban you because you went against the rules, and that's it. You don't need the make another account and don't act like yourself, you know, whatever part.
So I hope that you guys like the streams with the fact that I don't allow them to constantly be derailed with people who want to take it that way. Particularly, you know, some people want to take my content in a very political direction. I outright have stated I don't want to do DSP politics, which by the way, if I do it, it would not be called that, okay? It would be called something else, and it would not be on YouTube. It would be of another format somewhere else. But if I ever get into politics, it would not be here. This content is something I've done for 16 years that I don't want to jeopardize simply because I want to talk about a different subject matter, okay? So, yeah, like that's the deal. Like, I'm not going to put up with nonsense from anybody. And, you know, people, I've noticed over the last, I'd say, several months, certain characters and people have been trying to push me in directions I don't want to go. And then they get upset. Oh, why aren't you reading this or reading that? Because I don't have to.
They're just asking a question.
always-
That's not being mean. That's just asking why didn't you read the question. I mean, though he already kind of answered it when he got that tip, sure, but he was just asking. He was just asking a question. Notice how when they're asking a question, they're mad and they're in a tizzy. But DSP, I'm just asking questions, man.
Had the ultimate control over my content. It does not matter, you know, how much you're contributing. I'm not going to say certain things or do certain things in my content that's going to be inflammatory and detrimental to everyone. And if people get upset about that,
So be it. Oh well.
I can't stop them. You know, it's like I've always said, my content on YouTube is like a revolving door. At some point, people like me, some people they don't. Or they like me at one point, they don't like me at another point. Whatever. You know, people change, I change. There's nothing you can do about that. You know, it's not the end of the world if you say goodbye to some people. You say hello to new ones, right? That's just how it is. So I appreciate, you know, when people support me over time. I really do. It's nice to have someone who are consistent supporters of content. At the same time, when you notice a change in attitude and when you notice that people are trying to be more and more demanding or controlling, and you got to lay down the law, if they don't appreciate that or understand it, then that's that. And you say goodbye, right? Right? Am I right or am I right? That's my attitude anyway. Maybe there's people who are so beholden. I mean, let's be honest. There's YouTubers out there that literally just sit there and let people degrade and insult and bemean them for contributions because it's the only way they can make money. Yeah, that's not me. I actually make content that people like and they support it. So I'm not going to then be, you know, have my stuff going away I don't want it to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like DSP versus the internet. Everyone loved that. That's why it was so slow, right? Correct?
So there you have it. All right.
There you
And it
have
hasn't
it.
changed or anything. It's, you know, it's just the same attitude. It's always been the same rules. It's just, I guess, at some point, some people think that they don't apply to them. I don't know why. There's definitely, it's not just one person. This has happened many, many times over the years. But it's life, right? I'm good. I'm happy. I'm continuing on positively. As you notice, I'm not sitting here freaking out about anything. We're having a good time, right? So I don't, you know, I don't know why drama channels, of course, want to latch on to drama and make drama. There's no drama here. Everything's fine.
Okay, so then why are you having this long rant then?
There's nothing that's changed.
Why are you having
Everything
this long
is,
discussion? No
perfectly
drama.
having a, you know, fun and under control.
It's
I
wrong.
don't know why
It's
these
right. No,
idiots
man,
want
it's wrong.
to lie
There's nothing
about
wrong
stuff
here.
because
It's all
they do
good. It's
constantly.
all good, officer.
But, you know, that gets them their clickbait. So don't watch their shit and just come here and relax. That's all I can say. You know? Dentronics. Okay.
Dentronics.
All right, so we're going to get started in a moment. And as you know, when we do these streams, I typically try to go about 5 parts, and each part's about a half an hour long, roughly. So we'll see how
Roughly.
far we get tonight. We are starting at part 7 of episode 3. YouTube is erroneously telling me I played the whole thing when I didn't. We didn't even start it. So, excuse me. Should be fun.
Now, guys,
If you like the throwback content, right? I certainly hope that you enjoy the content. You're really having a good time with it, right? Please,
Oh my God,
support
we're
it
like
tonight
halfway
in any way,
through.
whether that be a like on
Support
the
it
stream, whether
anyway.
that be a super chat, a super sticker, a membership, a gifted membership, or a tip. All of that is very important to this channel. Why? Because this channel doesn't have a lot of user traction yet. You know, the videos I'm putting out are for posterity purposes. They get maybe like 100 to 200 views tops each usually. Are they ad revenue enabled? Most of them are. And I make like $1 a day on this channel. No exaggeration. That's about the profit I make on ad revenue on this channel. Over time, this channel will build up a body of work that will do better. All right. But if you can support tonight, please do. Particularly, earlier today, my React stream did very poorly. And I don't know why. You know, we actually talked about it and no one can really seem to figure out a particular reason why that stream did so poorly.
Because
It was a
OneMiniman
good stream.
left.
The content was a
What
good
happened to
variety of stuff.
OneMiniman?
People seemed to have a good time. So it might have just been a bad day. Who knows? Or an unlucky day or whatever you want to say. tonight, it sure would be great to have a solid stream here on DSP Throwback. These streams, no exaggeration, are really the reason that allow this channel to be viable. If I didn't do these streams and have support on them, this channel would kind of just be like a lot of work for nothing. So I'm glad that these streams have caught on and people have liked them. If you are here to relax and enjoy, you're in the right place. If you're here to feel nostalgic vibes, you're definitely in the right place.
No, I'm not. No.
And I would ask that if you could
please tip.
support, I would appreciate that. Okay? Astronaut says, any update on the Fallout videos? What happened? Did you win the fight? Part 1 of the Fallout 3 playthrough on this channel.
Okay, we're just gonna skip
As for the
ahead.
Fallout 4 playthrough over on DSP Gaming, it's exactly the same. There's got to be some big corpo that owns the... I also am excited for where the game will go, right? And I hope that you are too. It should be a fun time. And again, if any contributions come in, yes, this is an interactive stream. I will shout them out live. This is not like the React stream earlier where I wait for like half an hour periods. I do shout outs during the parts in the live. Fair enough? Okay, we're going to get started. I'm just going to do a brief intro for the on-demand viewers. And then we're going to get started. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Cool. All right.
I hate this cool. I always bring it up. It's like, dude, you don't need to end a sentence with cool.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my retro react for The Walking Dead Season 1. And then we'll go from there. Just remember, guys, this is a fun series. If you like the content,
it
please
is a
give
fun
like,
series.
leave some
It's
comments
fun.
on it. Let me know what you think. Send me your messages about what it was like back in the day watching this and what you think about watching it, now in the present day. Maybe consider a super thanks on the video if it's a video that's eligible for that. Many of them are. And of course, perhaps become a member of the channel. You'll get access to emotes in the chat. You'll also be able to watch all these archive streams on demand immediately after they end, rather than having to wait over the course of the week to see these episodes be uploaded separately.
Fair enough. All right. So that is the 1 minute eulogy. I mean, literally, this dude talks so much. We're gonna go somewhere random. Let's go to page 5. Let's see. Tekken 8, the Level 1 podcast.
As always, thank you, 1 Minute Man, for your daily support of my content and your advice. I appreciate that. Okay.
Give him advice. Oh my god, the other thing that's gonna be really funny, because I think 1 Minute Man had a little rants or whatever, or he started a rant about the trolls. So it's gonna be very fun to find that rant from 1 Minute Man again and compare it to today. You know what I mean? Like, literally, this dude gave him so much money for like years, and then he just decides to leave because he didn't read one tip about his political take on Fallout, which is really funny to me. That to me is just funny that it's just another small thing in the grand scheme of his bad behavior is what led him to leave. I mean, sure, it's bad behavior that he did that in the first place. I'm not gonna say that, but DSP has definitely talked to 1 Minute Man a lot worse and took him for granted multiple times that I think would have driven anyone away. But he's stuck around, and then this is what drove him away, which is really funny. But yeah, this dude is insane. Both of them. Like, he gave him so much money. So much money. Oh, you know what? 1 Minute Man did talk about this. Holy shit, let's do a little bit of this.
1 Minute Man for the tip today. Of course, I won't remember any of that by tomorrow. We're playing Final Fantasy today. I won't remember any of that. Actual discussion about internet hate and how it grows and whatever, and just play it that way. While with Warhammer, you school first-person shooter like Doom, that only the second time ever.
We'll never see that ever again.
That's funny.
Oh.
Okay,
nice.
so
just
1 Minute Man, again, every day when he tips now, he drops a bunch of stuff about Baldur's Gate. And so I always try to interpret what he's saying because a lot of times I don't even understand what he's saying. So hold on, did the animation play? It did. Cool. Let's get him on the leaderboard and let's read through this. So we were at $30 in tips total so far today.
Phil, I
A good
agree
start
with
towards
you
the
that you
Cloudwig.
should quit the documentary. You're cool.
Okay, so he says, as for a fair documentary, either call 60 Minutes or just drop it and give up.
Look at this dude, man. 1 Minute Man has been giving him money to tell him to not do things or to like validate negative opinions about stuff. Like side scrollers, 1 Minute Man kept telling DSP that they were unfair to him or whatever the fuck, to the point where DSP agreed with him. And then he cancels the documentary, and 1 Minute Man's like, yeah, Phil, all this stuff. Like, you could probably go back and see a lot of tips where 1 Minute Man was pleading Phil to not do the documentary. And that's why a lot of people were saying, 1 Minute Man controlled Phil to not do the documentary or whatever the fuck. And to a point, sure, but I also think it just kind of solidified DSP's like fear of it, whatever. But this dude gave him so much money, did shit like this, and then he leaves because he didn't read the political tip, which is just funny. The whole thing, 1 Minute Man has created a legacy for himself in DSP's content, if he likes it or not. If he comes on later and says like, I can't believe that, whatever, it's gonna be hilarious. If 1 Minute Man comes back to Phil, it's gonna be something wild. And I hope, you know what? My biggest hope, if 1 Minute Man does return to Phil, I hope he does the tips as, Phil, I'm tipping again. I had a lot of stuff going on, and can you believe it? The trolls have said that I left because you didn't agree with me and thought that I was because it's so fun. It would be hilarious. He does that, and then guess what? We have this little rant where DSP's bragging about how he wasn't beholden to 1 Minute Man at all. Oh, they were trying to steer me to other stuff and they got mad. Who cares? Fuck that, man. Whatever. And then that tip came out. It would just be like perfect. It would just be the perfect example of the pig cycle, the pignosis. The moment you try to break free and you're free a little bit, these will shit on you, but then you'll slowly start to crave to go back to the pig pen, and then you go back, and then there you go. You're back there, and you don't care that DSP shat on you. Like, it'd be so hilarious. But this is 1 Minute Man's legacy. This is what he left behind. All of this. This is his legacy. All these references. All at once, it was 77. Okay, look at a more detailed graph. Maybe not, but whatever. This is the graph of 1 Minute Man's legacy. That's his legacy. He went from a no-name guy that would tip some days to, he tips every day. He doesn't talk, so if you talk, you're not the real one. Then you had the troll 1 Minute Men's, and then you got him to talk again, and then he left. That's his legacy. Alright, everyone. Thank you for watching this little dumb video about 1 Minute Man. Hope you enjoyed it. And hope you learned something, and I hope to see you next time. And, remember,
I feel the vibe. Time to skedaddle on out of here.
Bye!